We live?
You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast. You're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. And I got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. We got a lot to talk about today, man. Team USA, they kind of turned it around a little bit. You know, they played Iran, but
I was gonna say they ain't turning shit around.
they got the dub. Hey, they got a dub, so we got to say they turned it around because they actually won. Could have been worse. They could have lost
against Iran. We shooting them that for Iran? We not shooting them that, bro.
Hey, they won. Hey, could have not been worse. Could have not been worse. Okay.
Is that the standard for Team USA though? Is that the standard
right now? As of right now, yes.
No, bro, we not
playing. The way they've been playing this season, are you gonna give them a thumbs up for actually winning a game? Like,
no, I will never have that type of standard for Team USA. I expect you to win. If you blow out Iran, I'm not clapping it up for you. You're supposed to blow out Iran. You're supposed to beat France.
I'm just saying, could have been worse. They could have lost to France and Iran. But
if they lost to Iran, my nigga, we would have just withdrew from the Olympics after that shit.
Team USA is still going through their shit. Simone Biles, another top athlete in the Olympics, dealing with a lot of mental health stuff. Cancel culture, we're gonna get into that today. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Got a lot of shit,
bro. You know what I was thinking about the other day, bro? Whatever happened with that Tory and Meg situation? Because Tory was never arrested. Tory was never arrested, so it makes me think, like, did he actually shoot her? Because this what happened? Why is he still roaming street and free in these streets if he shot her?
And he quote tweeted somebody. I think somebody said, "How does a rapper shoot a woman in the foot and get off or something like that?" And he quote tweeted it and said, "How do you have no actual evidence but saying I did it?" And I'm like, shit. Maybe that's
what
I
I'm
was wrong.
saying.
Maybe me and a lot of other people was wrong. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he shot her, bro. Because that nigga would have been in jail for at least something. Because she pressed charges. Yeah. So I'm like, bro, something ain't right about that whole situation. Because they made it a whole big deal and we got nothing from it. That's something I was thinking about the other day, bro. It needs to be talked about.
Nothing has happened.
it needs to be talked about because we niggas tried to cancel him. So it's like, if we try to cancel him and he's not in jail, like, what did we cancel him for? And then everybody just started talking about like the flukiness of the cancel culture. It's just like, it makes sense, bro. That nigga Russ said, yeah, he shot her. I don't know, bro. He said they got to get him out of here. I don't know. At this point, I can't tell you if that's true, bro.
The way cancel culture is, I don't think he gonna ever be anywhere we don't want him to be. So
and cancel culture anyway, they gonna stop fucking with you for a couple of weeks and then they back fucking with you after that. Same thing going on with the baby right now. The baby losing sponsorship and shit. In a couple of weeks, that nigga gonna come out with a hit track. They gonna be back fucking with him for sure. That's just how the cycle goes. Today.
He literally just dropped the song today.
But was it fire though?
The snippet I heard was fire.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Let's move on to some sports topics. Like Edgar said, man, we got some Aaron Rodgers news. We got Deshaun Watson coming back. We got some rule changes in the NFL and in the NBA, and we're gonna dive into the baby and a lot of entertainment topics. So definitely stick with us. So Edgar, Aaron Rodgers has agreed to return to the Green Bay Packers. It looks like they're setting up a deal so he can at least be there in Green Bay for this one last season. They just traded for Randall Cobb today, so now he has one of his favorite wide receivers back with him. How do you feel about this whole situation that happened, bro? Because all of this summer, it was supposed to be trade, and then out of the blue, he been quiet, and now he back signing with the team. Like, what's your reaction to this whole situation?
I still believe that this is going to be his last year in Green Bay. I said it a few weeks ago when I first asked that on the 2 Wild Wednesday poll, and I still feel the same way now. Yes, he's come back because I feel he's not going to take a year off and just not play. I feel like he's still going to play. He's still going to give the fans of Green Bay at least that. Because he said it in the press conference today. I love the fans here. I love my teammates. So I don't feel like he was going to leave them hanging. As far as like playoff and Super Bowl hopes, I don't think he was just gonna leave them in the wind like that. But he swallowed that pill and he said, "I'll come back for this one last year." I feel like this is going to still be his last year in Green Bay. I don't really know where else I see him going right now, other than like maybe Denver. But I don't think after this coming season, Aaron Rodgers will not be a Green Bay Packer.
I think this was just even more proof that the owners run everything. You can hoot and holler all you want to, but in the NFL, the owners run everything. And we've seen the same thing with Deshaun. Deshaun wanted to get out of town. I don't know if those allegations was real with all of the sexual assault, but those came out of the blue. A lot of rumors came that it came down from the owners, and we see that Deshaun is returning to the Texans. This just continues to show that this is an owner's league. The players can try to run it and try to change it, but it looks like it's not going to change until we get like some type of guaranteed contracts or something changes in these contracts. Because even when our best players, like the best player, the MVP of the league, asked for a trade, he doesn't get traded. That's when we like, hey, my nigga, like, hey, the NFL really ain't playing no games. So you can do all that hooting and hollering, but you're going to be playing for us next season, my nigga. Because if you under contract, you playing, my nigga. So that shit was real evident in this situation.
And you draft his replacement and you don't trade him when he wants to get traded. Like that's just crazy to me. And let me just speak on the Jordan Love topic really quick. I don't really see a problem with them drafting Jordan Love, even though I do feel like that's kind of like a slight to Aaron Rodgers. I don't see it that big of a problem anymore because it's like all the other draft picks they had in that draft that they got Jordan Love in, they could have still got weapons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I get it. A-Rod's getting older. As talented as he is, he's getting older, and you want to get that next guy in there, you know, to like train up under Aaron. So that way, when he is done, you got that next guy already ready to go. That's literally how it went with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. When it was time for Brett Favre to go, Aaron Rodgers went right in because he was already there for a little while, and he just became the man that we know him to be. So I feel with Jordan Love, it could still be that situation. It's just you didn't give A-Rod any extra weapons to give him his last hurrah with his last few years there. So it's like that second round, you didn't use any picks to get a good hidden gem wide receiver. You didn't try to get a hidden gem tight end. It's like the tight ends and the D linemen and whatever that you got. It was like you don't really need that. That's not your top.
They drafted a running back in the second round of that draft. Like it was no point in doing that.
Like
shit.
Your top priority should be helping Aaron Rodgers in any way possible. So I feel like it's not bad that they drafted Jordan Love. It's just every other surrounding pick. It was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, but I can still understand the frustration because even when Brett Favre was upset about the Aaron Rodgers pick because he wanted more weapons and he wanted to help the team. Now he didn't want to draft a quarterback in the first round, so I can understand the frustration. I can understand why he wants to be out of Green Bay, but it sounded like it was more so an organizational problem other than just the draft pick. It's in a recent clip he ended up saying that like the past decisions of letting go of like leaders in the locker room was like a big reason why he wanted to leave. Like you keep letting go of these leaders when we keep getting all these new players and it's just not the same type of culture like it was when I got here. He brought up Charles Woodson. He brought up Jordy Nelson. He brought up Julius Pepper. So many players that just walked out of the door when they still had good years left. And it's like, for what? The whole team is changing around me. And those players could have been the reason that we got over the hump. But they're gone. You know what I'm saying? When they still had good years. So I can understand his frustration, but I felt like this situation really just showed that the owners run it. Like you can do all of that. The GMs can just do whatever they want. They can tell you and talk to you however they want to, bro. So that's what I really realized with this Aaron Rodgers situation. But how do you feel like they will perform in this next season? Do you feel like he will be thinking about that during the season or he going to put that behind him?
No, I trust A-Rod to go in with, full focus. I feel like he's there now, so he has nothing else to really complain about at this point. Once you're there, you're there. So I feel he's going to be focused. I feel he's going to do everything he can in this last season to put it all out on the field, get everything he has to get them to another Super Bowl. And I feel like that's just his main goal at this point right now.
But I feel like one thing that they kind of messed up with, a lot of people didn't go to Green Bay when they wanted to go to Green Bay because they thought Aaron Rodgers was going to get traded. So you missed out on so many free agents that you could have gotten because of all of the Aaron Rodgers news that was flying around, and he's still there, and he still doesn't have all the weapons you feel like he should have to get over the hump that y'all just ran into last year. So it's like, are we going to have the same type of situation where he gets to the NFC Championship again and come up short? Because that's most likely what we're looking at, because I feel like they still don't have enough and they lost pieces on defense. So it's like, goddamn, like people that have the same type of run. So it's like you didn't improve anything. So now he's definitely going to leave because you didn't do anything to make him want to stay or just entice him to stay. It's like, damn. So it's the same shit I had last year. Man, fuck it. I can understand it.
If I'm somebody trying to go to Green Bay and at least like a big name player anyway, and I see myself being a leader of this team once A-Rod is gone, it's like, what am I supposed to think if the best player arguably that y'all have ever had in this franchise, if you all don't listen to what he has to say when it comes to scouting, when it comes to, personnel as far as trading and stuff like that, like the key things that the star player on your team should have a voice in, if he's not getting that, I don't know if I'm a big name player and I just want to go there because once he's gone, and let's say I'm the next big name, who's to say y'all not going to act that way with me?
Oh, yeah. And that's why I said they're not listening to anybody. That's why I said if you're not going to listen to the MVP, we don't have to listen to anybody. As long as we're paying you checks, we're not listening to anybody. We're going to do our jobs and you do your job. We're not going to let the prisoners run the asylum. That's somebody had brought up that metaphor before, and it's a great metaphor. We're not going to let the prisoners run the asylum, and they're not. Like, I'm going to tell you to do your job, and you're going to do it. I don't care how much you want to get out of here. You're going to do it. You're a prisoner. So it's like, hey, bro. And we can move on to the next prisoner, Deshaun Watson. Even though he has returned to training camp with the Houston Texans, it looks like they are open to trading him now, which is crazy as fuck, knowing that he just went through this whole situation, and before this, you didn't want to trade him. So what changed from then to now that makes you want to trade him when his value is lower because of these allegations? Why are you so open to trading him?
I think it's because now they know they can damn near get whatever they want for him because his value has probably gone down some. So I feel hold on.
How you gonna get what you want if his value go down?
Oh shit, my bad. I think, damn, I said it the wrong way. I feel like they know. What am I trying to say? They know they're in a shit situation because they can't get what they want for him. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. They know they're in a shit situation, so it's like we're imploding at this point. We're just trying to completely rebuild. We have no choice but to trade him and get rid of him at this point because it's like he doesn't want to be here. He's only showing up probably because he doesn't want to get fined. So I think they're at a point now where they're just forced to do it because it's like shit. We have no other option. We can't just keep him anymore. And it's going to be a sad story if we have to watch Deshaun Watson play with trash every week. So, and
I think that's high key why he came back too, because of the allegations. He had all civil allegations, which means he would have had to give up money and all of the allegations. I don't know what happened if he had ended up getting convicted or not, but I know that was the situation. So he probably had to give up money in a lot of these situations just to get off. And it's like, man, let me just show up to training camp. So, because I'm already lost so much money trying to give it to these girls for these allegations, let me just try to make this money back up. Because I feel like if he didn't get in trouble with this, he was not showing up to training camp. He would have took the fines. But he's lost so much money over this time period, messing with lawyers, these allegations. It's like, damn, like I'm kind of like losing all my cheese. Let me try to get that shit back, my nigga. Because the money in the NFL is so fickle, bro. You don't know how long you're going to have this shit. So it's like, I might as well come back and at least they open to trading that nigga. But it's still like, the way it happened, they had to go to all of this to get here.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I was him, I don't know if I still would have went. I don't know if I would have went to training camp. I probably would have still just said, fuck it, I'm just going to sit out.
But I don't know what he's getting out of that. And I think he said the same thing. I don't know what I'm getting out of that. If I'm sitting out, what am I doing? At least I can show teams that I still want to play and I'm still a part of this team. I'll just show up and put on a good face and then they'll be more willing to trade me. I feel like that's more of what needs to happen. He's already communicated with the team that he still wants to be traded. That's the most you can do. Everything that you do after that is just going to cost you money, bro. That's it. You already told the owner what you want to do. Everybody knows what you want to do. You not showing up to training camp isn't going to prove anything but lose you money, bro. So I think that was the right decision. Not showing up to training camp wasn't a good idea to me, bro. And like, especially coming off where he came off of. Nah, bro, I can't do it. But do you feel like he is getting traded though?
He has to at this point.
By the start of the season?
That's so soon.
Or do they wait to build his value back up?
I feel like you would have to wait to build his value back up at this point because, like I said, they're in a situation where you got to train him regardless, whether it's before the season or midpoint, wherever the hell you got to trade him, it has to be done. So their hand has been forced as the Houston Texans, but I can understand letting him play a few games, to just, get the extra film and just show everybody, look, he's committed. He doesn't want to be here, but he understands the assignment and he's doing what he has to do until he can leave.
Which makes me question, like, do they have to trade him? I don't think they have to trade him because
I feel like they have
because
to,
you're not going to get the value for him after coming off what he just came off of. And I feel like he still could possibly have some type of suspension attached to him because of the allegations. It's like you don't really know what you're going to get with Deshaun and how many games he's going to play this season. So do I risk that? If I'm a team, do I give up 3 first-round picks for this guy when he's not going to play this whole season? I do have a future commodity with him, but I'm especially if I'm a win-now team, that's something I have to question. So I don't know if a lot of teams are going to give up what the Houston Texans want in this type of situation. So that's what I would worry about. That's why I said I think he will end up playing this entire season for the Texans, and he will end up getting traded next year. That's just how they're playing right now. The hard ball and the way his value is at, I think that's going to be where it ends up going. He's going to play this whole year with the Texans, unfortunately, because I don't want to see it. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks, but I think that's how this shit going to shake out, my nigga. If Aaron Rodgers got to do the shit, Deshaun Watson got to do the shit, man. That's just how I see it right now. But all right, man, let's move on to the COVID rules in the NFL. Man, the NFL came back with some heavy and hefty penalty charges, man. If you do not get the vaccine, you could be eligible to forfeit a game if you get caught during the week with the virus, and you're eligible to lose your game checks. Like all of your teammates lose game checks. Like this shit, it was crazy when I read about it. So how do you feel about the whole rule change with the NFL?
This is their way of really trying to force players to get the vaccine. Ron Rivera spoke about this, I want to say yesterday or the day before in one of the press conferences for training camp. And Ron Rivera made a good point because he said, I'm immune deficit. I can't be immune no matter if I take the vaccine or not, just because of, we all know his battle with cancer and whatnot. So he's somebody that is always prone to catch the virus at any point. So he, and I'm sure a lot of other older coaches are probably pressing this on the players. Like, look, you guys really need to get this vaccine because it's bigger than just you as an individual. It's the people around you and whatnot. So I understand them trying to get players to take this vaccine, but if these people don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. But you have 2 options. You're either going to get the vaccine, like they say, or you're just going to have to really wear your mask throughout this season and just increase your social distancing again for the next few months. Those are the only 2 options, because if you don't have the vaccine and you get somebody infected with coronavirus because you weren't being socially distant and all that stuff, you're going to have to forfeit a game. And if you're a major team in the NFL, let's say you're the Baltimore Ravens and shit, Lamar Jackson got COVID right now, I think. So just imagine if this happened during the season and you miss a game versus the Browns. That's a division game that's really important because the Browns are for real this year, and you're possibly messing up a playoff spot opportunity. So I feel like it's something that all of these players really got to think about.
If you're vaccinated and you still get tested to be positive, do you still have to forfeit the game, or will they let that slide and you just not play? So how are they treating vaccinated players in this situation?
I don't know how they're treating the specific players, but I don't think the fine doesn't happen. Like, you don't get the fine.
So this is just punishing unvaccinated, really. This
is punishing unvaccinated players, which I feel is unfair because Jalen Ramsey tweeted out, you can still get the virus with the vaccine. But it's like, this is their way of just, like I said, really trying to make people get the vaccine.
That's what I'm saying. They're pushing you into a corner. I can't say I'm upset with the NFL because you want all of these games to be played. This is a money business. If all of these games are going on and they got to get pushed back, money is being fucked up. So I understand it. If everybody gets the vaccine, it's a less likely chance that you do not get it. So I kind of like it in this situation. I don't have the vaccine, but if in their situation where you have to see each other, like the COVID is all around in the air, you're outside, you're on a football field, you're constantly breathing on each other, I think it is the smart move in their situation, just so we can just try to prevent it. Even though you're still likely, or you still could catch the virus, even if you had the vaccine, it's a less likely chance. They're coming out with a third dose I heard about for the variant. So it's just less likely chance that you do not catch it. And I think that just helps the NFL continue to progress. So that's why I'm kind of on the side of the NFL with this one. Like, if I want the games to be played, which I do as a fan, I want all the games to be played. I want the players to get the vaccine so it can be less likely.
I just feel, I don't know, man. You can't make people get a vaccine. What does he say? I don't agree with it because you can still get it and spread COVID. That's what I'm saying. It's like, but we can't say. But I don't think we can say that for everything. You just can't say, yeah, we can still spread the vaccine because even though you have the vaccine, you can still get COVID because it's still a less likely chance. The percentages are going down. Even if you have the vaccine, the percentages are going down, and it's a less likely chance that you give it to somebody else. That's what you have to be thinking about. Everybody's thinking about you can still get it, but it's still a less likely chance with these COVID shots. And in a sport that we want to see every week with this virus, bro, I don't know if we're going to get that. So that's why I said I'm on the side of the NFL. Even though you can still get it, it's a less likely chance. And I think that's smart in this type of business. That's why I said, look, you got two options. You don't have to get the vaccine, but if you choose not to, and it's kind of it's high key selfish. It's high key selfish though, bro. If you don't get the vaccine, wear your mask. Just wear your mask. True,
but you can still catch it. Like even in practice without the mask, you can still get it too. Like so, that's why I said it's kind of selfish. Like I understand it because, like I said, I don't even have the vaccine, and I agree with what some players have said, but you have a team to think about. Like you got to think about other teammates' paychecks that you could be forfeiting, like the playoff standings, your team's success, like that you could be fucking up. Like so, that's what I'm thinking about if I'm a player. Like, am I being selfish enough to fuck up my team's season and another teammate's paycheck because I want to be selfish and not get the vaccine? It's like I can't do that, bro. I got to do this for my teammates. If you ain't gonna do it for the NFL, do it for your team. And that's how I would look at it as a player. I'm not doing it for the NFL and because they're mandating it or trying to mandate it. I'm doing it for my teammates because I ain't trying to cost them money. Like these niggas got families to feed. Like a lot of these people ain't making multi-million-dollar deals. A lot of these players are making like, bro, just making it paycheck to paycheck, my nigga. Like, so I gotta help them eat, and me forfeiting the game is going to hinder that, or forfeiting multiple games is going to hinder that, and I don't want to be that player. You know what I'm saying? So I would get it.
That's basically what Ron Rivera was saying. Like he said, don't do it just for yourself. Do it for the people around you and do it for the people that are counting on you.
Yeah. Because I bet it's a lot of people actually in the NFL office that don't have a vaccine, but they trying to press it on these players. And it's like, it's right. It is unfair, but if they going to put these rules in place, it's like, you just got to deal with the shit, bro. And I just can't be selfish enough to not do it for my teammates when it's money involved with it. I just can't see it. All right, man. Let's move on to Simone Biles, man, because this situation is wild. So I think Simone Biles got hurt earlier this week, and she couldn't compete in a team competition in the gymnastics Olympics. And she said that it was more so like internal issues. It wasn't a lot of body issues. She didn't have any injuries. It was more so mental. And she wanted to reevaluate and see if she was going to be ready to be a part of her individual. What do we call that shit? Individual
events,
matches.
Events.
Yeah, individual events in the Olympics. And she just found out and figured out that she wasn't ready, and she was having a lot of anxiety and a lot of mental deficiencies when it came to the Olympics, bro. She felt like she had a lot of pressure on her, and she ended up stepping back, and she won't be a part of the Olympics anymore. So how do you feel about this situation and the backlash that is coming with it?
We have to understand, first off, Simone is just 24, so she's still very young. So it's yeah, she only 24, bro. So
she got 7 gold medals and she's 24.
27.
She just got in with 2020.
Nah, she did the one before that. What was that?
2016.
2016.
So she has
27 medals. Yeah.
So I'm talking about her age though. She was 16 when she started doing the gymnastics in the Olympics.
Yeah, you can be young as fuck in the Olympics.
I didn't know you could be that. I didn't know you could be that young.
If you that good, they'll let your ass get in there.
That's wild, bro. That's a case that a lot of people don't bring up for her GOAT case. The fact that she was winning gold medals at 16, That sound crazy, my nigga.
She only
Yeah, go ahead.
24 and she got 27 medals, bro. Like I be saying, like, bro, she has to be in the GOAT conversation of athletes, bro.
I have to confirm this age shit, bro.
You only 24. Like, come on, dog. Like, that's crazy. 24, 25 at the most.
That's wild, bro. She 24.
That's what I'm saying.
That's wild, bro. That's crazy.
But it's like she does a dangerous sport for a living. And the fact that she's only 24 and she's already mentally thinking like one of these tricks can fuck me up like for the rest of my life. And she said that, like she said on one of the most recent vault events that she did mid flip, she started doubting herself mid flip. Like that's crazy. That's crazy as fuck, bro. So it's like you can't do a sport. You can't do any sport really without being 100% confident. But a sport where your your body is literally defying physics with a lot of tricks that you're doing midair. You have to be 100% locked in. So when she says she mentally is just not locked in and she's worried about her health and she's only 24, it's not like she's in her late 20s and this is like the end of her Olympic run or whatever. She could do a whole nother Olympics if she wants to. So it's just the fact of she's really trying to preserve her health as much as she can. And she felt like taking a step back from this Olympics and saying, you know what, I'll just miss out on this one until I know I'm fully confident and ready again to go back out there. Plus, like you said, all the pressure and the unfair scoring that she's had happen to her in the past and whatnot, all of that's taking a toll on her.
But my question would be like, man, you worked 4 years to get to this point. Even though people are calling you the GOAT and you are the GOAT of gymnastics, it's like you still work 4 years to get to the point that you're in. And it's like, even though you're having the mental challenges that you're having, it's like, damn, you had worked those 4 years. So it feels like you worked those 4 years for nothing in a sense, because you're not going to get anything out of it because you're not even participating. Even though you have all the past success, it's like when you think about 2020 and 2021, it's like, damn, I got nothing out of that. And I worked all this time for nothing. And that's the way I was looking at it. Like, damn, even though I was cool with her backing out, I'm just like, the time that you put in to get to this point, it's like, now you doubt on yourself after putting in all this work and you're the GOAT and all of this shit. So that was definitely surprising. I didn't know she had doubts about her actually doing the flips. I thought it was more so like the pressure was getting on her and she was having an injury. So she was like, I don't want to have the pressure of being the GOAT and actually have injuries at the same time, because that's a double-edged sword. Because if I lose, I'm going to feel like I lost because of the injury and I wasn't fully healthy. So I was like, maybe that's why she backed out. But to hear that it was more so of a confidence issue is where I just step back and like, wow. Like, hey, even the GOAT can have confidence issues.
Because I feel like it's because she's doing things that other gymnasts aren't doing. Like, we all know the situation where she literally wasn't getting scored for certain tricks that she was doing because other people couldn't do them. So not only are you doing dangerous stunts, you're doing stunts that literally no one else can do or will even try to do. So I understand the fact that she's like, hey, I'm kind of doubting myself with some of this shit, because it's like at this point I'm making up tricks. Like I'm showing y'all new shit every time I come out here. So I understand why her confidence isn't as high as she would probably want it to be at this particular time, because it's like, I know I'm getting older. I got all this success. I don't have to prove my GOAT case anymore. Yeah, it's already been proven. So it's like, do I really want to go out here and I'm not 100% locked in? No, let me just take a step back.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come back at all. Even though she is saving her body, like you said, what else does she have to prove? Like, she already had the gold medals. Like, nobody is going to be more impressive than her. Like, we had how many years of gymnastics, and we just got this specimen that's doing all of these tricks that nobody ever seen before. They're naming them after her. Like, we're never going to see another Simone Biles in gymnastics. If we do, it's going to be a very long time from now. And she's only 24. She has so much life to live. Maybe she doesn't want to put in the work another 4 years to get to the Olympics anymore. She done. She good. She has 27 gold medals. What else does she have to prove? So I don't want to be surprised if this is it for her, especially when I'm hearing the doubts and also the mental pressure. It's like, man, you too good for that. Like, you too rich and you too successful to be having mental issues about your sport, man. If that's coming into effect, you should just step away. You proved all you needed to prove. So that's how I would look at it, bro. And I think I would just step away from it, bro, if I was her. But congratulations there, though.
And I think it's crazy that all of the top athletes are starting to take a step back with a lot of things. You know, Simone Biles now, Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams is older, but still, it's Serena. So Serena Williams. I know we make fun of Kevin Durant a lot with the social media shit, but Kevin Durant deals with a lot of mental stuff. Kyrie, it's a trend now with a lot of the top athletes saying, I need to take a step back. I need to just get away from what's going on because my mental isn't right. And I heard this on some of the sports shows today, and it's like when Michael Jordan took a step away from basketball, it wasn't just to go play baseball. It was because mentally he just had to get back right. He had to find a love for the game again. He stopped loving the game at one point because he's like, I'm just winning. Like, I need to find hunger again for this shit. So it was that. It was the gambling thing he was dealing with. He probably had personal issues that he was dealing with. It wasn't just, I want to go play baseball. So even Michael Jordan, and I'm sure a lot of other players during the older era of basketball, where they tried to build the stigma of you shouldn't be dealing with mental illness, like that ain't nothing wrong with you, because other older people, like they grew up with that mindset of you'll be all right, whatever. Like, no, the top players in their sports now are saying, look, we finna take this head on. This is gonna be the charge of it.
And I don't even think it's a trend because I think it's always been around. So I wouldn't call it a trend, but I feel like it is just way more accepted than what it was in past years. And I think that's just what it is. Like, you can call out or you can take a step back and everybody will accept you for that now. If you would have did that back then, like, people probably talking shit about you. Like, Mike had to play another sport because he just couldn't step away in the middle of his prime. Because niggas like, Mike, what you doing, my nigga? Like, you in the middle of your run? Like, you in a three-peat? Like, what you doing? I feel like he had to go to that baseball so it can be like an excuse in a way because he's just not stepping away for no reason or because of mental health. Like, he wants to do this sport. It's been his dream. It's his dad's dream. That was like the cover-up behind the mental illness. So, yeah, I feel like it's been around for a minute, bro, but it's just way more accepted. And that's a good thing because we're in that society where mental health needs to be treated correctly, bro, because it can go down a downward spiral and nobody wants to see that, especially for these professional athletes with millions of dollars. It's like, nah, bro, y'all ain't got to be going through that, bro. Y'all too successful and too wealthy to be going through all of that bullshit that comes with it. Like, comes with the sport for what? Just step away, if anything. Well, anything else on that topic?
I wanted to point out one more thing. You know the comedian Ryan Davis, right?
Ryan Davis, I don't know him.
He be on. If I show you a video of him, you'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen him before." He brought up a good point with a video he made, and he was saying a lot of us, a lot of normal people want to be successful. A lot of normal people want to be famous, be entertainers, and like be the star in whatever they do. But it's like, are you willing to go through the shit that these top athletes are going through? Are you willing to be under the microscope of everything and dealing with your personal shit? Because that's the price of getting where you want to go.
Yeah.
Everybody in your business, everybody wanting to figure out what's wrong with your mental and all of that type of stuff. So how bad do you really want to be successful? Because with success comes the fame, and then with the fame comes the invasion of privacy, and you never really get opportunities to be normal and say, I don't feel okay. Like, we look at a lot of these top athletes and think, oh, they all right. They got all this money. They cool. Yeah, they had a bad day, but they going home to their mansion. Or like, no, like if they have something wrong with them mentally and emotionally, it's going to affect them just how it affects us. Yeah, they have money, so they might have more resources or quicker resources to get help. But at the end of the day, they're human. And Sha'Carri Richardson, she said it again today when she quote tweeted what Simone Biles was going through. And she said, like I said before, I am human. We are still human. We're not just athletes. I don't just run track. Like, I smoke weed like the rest of y'all. Granted, I did it at the wrong time, but I did some shit that everybody else do for the most part. So we got to stop looking at these people like they're just who they are for what we know them for, and understand that they're more than that.
And we're kind of breaking out of that shell a little bit, but some people are still in that mindset of, yeah, you just play your sport, just play ball, just dribble the basketball. But I feel like we're breaking out of that at the same time because more people are stepping back from it and are claiming to have mental health issues. So we have to open our eyes to it. Like, oh, this is a real thing that's happening. Like, this isn't just something that niggas are bullshitting about. So I'm glad that it's being talked about way more, bro, because it needs to be. All right, bro, let's move on to the Bradley Beal decision, man. So a lot of rumors been going on in this past week that Bradley Beal could ask for a trade. I think the last report I seen said that he was going to end up staying with the Wizards because draft day is so close. They don't know if he wants to leave or not, so they don't know if they should pull the trigger on a couple of trades. But what do you think Bradley Beal should do? Should he stay or should he go? Like, damn, the Wizards been trash for years now, but he's trying to stick with him.
I feel like he should go just for the fact that I don't think he and Russell Westbrook, I just don't think that duo was going to do that well again this upcoming season, especially with everybody else coming back healthy. I feel like him getting traded somewhere else and letting them build around just Russ instead of trying to figure out how to build around Beal and Russ. I feel like just Russ is enough. So Bradley Beal getting traded, I feel like is the best thing. Plus, he can go to a playoff contending team that has a chance to go to the finals, but it's just missing that one piece. And Bradley Beal is that one piece that can put you over the hump above everybody else.
My question to Bradley Beal is how much does loyalty cost, bro? Because I understand that you're trying to be loyal to your team. It's the same thing with Dame. I understand the loyalty, bro. And honestly, that Greek freak staying in Milwaukee, it honestly ended up paying off for him. But he had playoff success before. We've seen him have deep runs with his teams, and his front office has always put him in positions to go far in the playoffs. But with the franchises like Portland and like Washington, your franchises are going nowhere. I don't care if Portland trades their entire roster. Y'all can trade Nurkic, McCollum. Y'all not going to have a championship roster by next season or competing. But so even though Dame doesn't define success by rings, we still want to see you in that high level games like the conference finals and the finals every year, bro. And you're just not going to get there. Bradley Beal is the same way. So y'all got to make the decision of, damn, is loyalty worth losing all of this and just being disappointed every year? Like Dame talked about this shit. Like I was mad when we lost to Denver. Like Denver had a hurt point guard and we lost to them niggas. Like, am I not supposed to be upset about that? So do y'all want to go through that disappointment every year of coming up short? Or do y'all want to go to a team where y'all can actually contend for some shit? So it's like, bro, how much does loyalty cost? And I think it doesn't cost that much to go over or go through all this bullshit.
I believe Dame is just a little bit more vocal about his loyalty than Bradley Beal. Not saying he is more loyal because they both have been with their respective franchises for a long time. But I feel I feel like Beal is more willing to get traded than Dame. I just really look at Dame as I'm a live.
I think Dame ready to go, bro. I think Dame about to jet. Dame about to jet.
I feel like Dame just pissed off, but he like, hey, I already laid my bed. I already made my bed, and I just got to lay in it that I'm a loyal dude. That's why I'm a beast.
This is what I say.
I don't get that vibe from Beal.
I don't think Beal is getting traded. If he doesn't get traded by tomorrow, because then you can throw in all of these first round picks that you have, I don't think he will be traded until at least the trade deadline. I think Dame still has an opportunity to be traded at least by the beginning of the season. So I would say that Dame is more likely to be traded than a Beal right now, because if you start off the season next year with Portland, and even though you might trade a McCollum and a Nurkic, if y'all come up and y'all really ain't doing shit, it's like, damn, my nigga, like they traded niggas, they tried to upgrade for you, but y'all team still ain't it. It's like, damn, you got to get out of town. And I feel like he will understand at that point that, yeah, this situation isn't it, because he's already talking about it. He's already telling the team, y'all need to make upgrades. So if they don't make the upgrades necessary to get far in the playoffs, and if he sees that early in the season, he's gone. I feel like Beal will battle through the bad seasons more than I feel like Dame is, because I've seen Beal do it before. Like Beal been through a couple of like 30-win seasons, and he been loyal to this franchise for I don't know what reason. But Dame Lillard, they've always been playoff contending, this, that, the third, but he wants to get to higher heights. I don't know if he'll try to like stay at the same point or go down. I think he'll rather get traded.
I think it's also because, like you said, Dame he keeps hitting that ceiling over and over and over. It's like, boom, playoffs, we fell short. Boom, playoffs, fell short again. And I think Dame is just like, damn, what is that one thing that we're missing? Is it the player? Is it just the right coach? They got a new coach now, so let's see if they can make shit shake with who they got now, or if a last second trade is gonna happen. Let's see what can happen now with Chauncey over there. So defensively, I think they'll be better. I predict that they'll be better because you got Chauncey over there. But I think with the East and Bradley Beal in Washington, I feel like he might be more willing to move because of the fact that, okay, if I leave Washington and stay in the East, I know for a fact, boom, I can automatically get where I'm trying to go. With Dame, I don't think he's as willing to do that as Bradley Beal. Because you're in the West is tougher, and it's a situation where you don't want to be in a situation where you couldn't beat them, so you join them.
Oh, hold on, my headphone going out. Yeah, keep talking. Oh,
but yeah, that was my take on Bradley Beal. With Dame, like I said, I don't see Dame going anywhere anytime soon. If he gets traded, I've been saying it for weeks now. If Dame gets traded, it's going to be in the middle of the night. He's going to get a tweet just like the rest of us. So I just don't see Dame forcing it. He could be pissed off all he wants, but Dame doesn't give me the vibe of, I'm finna tell you I want to be traded. It's like, look, I'm pissed off. I don't really want to leave, but I'm leaving in the air for y'all to handle.
Damn, boy. And where do you feel like Bradley Beal's best destinations are?
I think we said Philly for Dame, and I feel like Bradley Beal would do pretty well in Philly as well. Miami, obviously, because like you said, all you got to do is trade Hero. You could trade Hero and none, and you could be set for the most, and a couple of picks, and you could be set for the most part. So,
did you say Bradley Beal to the Heat?
Yeah. I say the Heat and the 76ers.
You was talking about me, my boy. You on niggas too. Speaking into existence, my nigga. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, my nigga. But yeah, I want Bill, but I feel like it's other teams with more assets. I feel like Philly would be a good choice. The Celtics, I heard that they're willing to give up Jaylen Brown to get somebody like a Bradley Beal. So if you're willing to give up Jaylen Brown, like I think I would rather go toward that if I'm the Celtics or the Wizards, because I know I'm getting an all-star in return. I don't know what I'm getting with a lot of these packages. If I know about I'm getting an all-star, I'm rocking with that shit for sure, my nigga. So I think the Boston one is good. Dame and Tatum, are they winning in the East? Are they going deep in the East? Are they beating the Nets? Tatum? I don't know.
I don't see nobody beating the Nets, but as far as like good competition, yeah, they could definitely be that. Because once the Nets come back healthy, I'm telling y'all right now,
But we just seen it this year. Are the Nets going to be healthy? Like a lot of their players
I hope
are injury riddled. Like, are we going to even see that? So I still have to question the Nets in that situation, but that's tough. Tatum, and you're still going to have a nice squad. I feel like you would have to give up Brown, Smart, probably a couple of first round picks, but everybody else gets to stay the same. Hopefully they build a nice nucleus around them and draft some good players around them, but it could work. But I don't know if they go to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the finals, because you're still gonna have the Bucks and all that shit too. And I was like, damn, can I put you really over them? But it would be tough though. It would be tough. But let's move on to the NBA draft, man. Who are some of your favorite prospects that you're gonna see tomorrow in the draft, bro?
Jalen Green for sure. Everybody's waiting for Cade Cunningham to be number one pick, obviously.
Bro, you see that shit the other day, bro? They said that the Pistons haven't decided between Cade.
Why are they still considering anything?
But I don't think they're I think they're really bullshitting. I really don't think they're considering multiple names. I really think they're really bullshitting and like throwing a smoke screen out there that like they're not gonna draft Cade. But I think
I hope so. I hope so, because I'm dead ass gonna be very upset.
And this is what I wanted to say too. This is what I wanted to say about Cade, bro, because a lot of people are saying like Cade isn't a clear number one prospect. It's like it's a difference between Cade and everybody else in this draft. I think Cade is a franchise changing players, and there are not a lot of franchise altering players on teams in the NBA, period, bro. I can probably count on two hands franchise altering players. Like these players in this draft are going to be good to great to all-stars, but you're not going to be franchise altering like a Cade Cunningham is. If you get Cade in Detroit, your team is going to turn around in 2 to 3 years. And it's Detroit. Like Detroit hasn't been good since the Chauncey Billups days, but he's that good that he would turn around your whole franchise. I can't say the same thing about Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, Mobley. They're not turning around your franchise. Those are good to great players, but they're not turning around your franchise, bro. Cade is turning around your franchise, and it's just the difference between him and everybody else. So the fact that it's still being talked about that he could be getting traded, or they could trade the number one pick, or they don't know who they want to pick is bullshit. Because Detroit know better, bro. It's especially when it's this easy.
Know better. Hey, like you said, the place where careers die, I hope they know better. But Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, he's probably my second favorite player in this draft. And Jared Butler. I said it a few weeks ago. I'll say it again. Jared Butler, I believe, is going to be the most slept on person in this draft. Luka, I'm excited to see where Luka goes when he gets drafted. So those are probably my 4 favorite players, and Mobley. I like Mobley too.
And do you expect any big time trades to happen tomorrow? Do you think somebody like a Ben Simmons is traded? Something crazy like that happens?
As far as big trades, I don't know. I feel like we would have heard a little bit of chatter if it was any Ben Simmons trade talk going on. We would have heard a little bit of chatter by now. Woj would have dropped a little bomb or something today. So unless they just come out with straight bombs early in the morning, I don't see any crazy shit happening really. Probably not until like around All-Star time if we don't hear nothing by in the morning.
I think it's going to be a lot of trades this offseason because I know that Lowry could be on the move, DeRozan, even though they're free agents, it could be like sign and trade situations. I heard that the Heat want to have some sign and trades with Duncan Robinson. So it's going to be a lot of trades going on. Like we don't know who or where anybody is going to land because I'm hearing more and more that Brandon Ingram could come to the Heat, my nigga. It was another report that came out this week that a Tyler Hero and a Duncan Robinson could end up going to the Pelicans. So it's like, is that going to happen? Like, I want it to happen. Like, I don't think Kawhi's coming anymore. Like, Kawhi kind of up in the air. Like, Brandon Ingram is a part of the timeline. He can help win right now this season. And he's still like 23. Like, he's still Bam age. So you can grow with the Heat. Man, I want Bam in I want Brandon Ingram in Miami. But there was a trade. There was a trade this week. The Memphis and the Pelicans had a trade where it was Steven Adams. It was Eric Bledsoe. And I think they traded the 10th pick and they traded the Lakers pick for next year for Valanciunas, the 17th pick. And I want to see it was a second round pick connected. So how do you feel about that trade for both sides? Who do you think won the trade?
I like it for the Grizzlies just because it gives John Morant that big body. So I feel like John Morant has a little bit more size for his help now. So I love it for the Grizzlies. For the Pelicans, it's like, it's up in the air. I don't really know what's going to go on. Y'all just got rid of Stan Van Gundy, so I don't. It's a lot of shit up in the air with the Pelicans right now. So I definitely got to say the Grizzlies won that. And I love it for Ja. He's going to be able to feed the post a lot more. He won't have to do so many crazy dunks. But
Valanciunas was killing last year. Valanciunas was one of the key reasons they got damn near to the playoffs. Yeah. So I was like, you trading away Valanciunas, it's going to hurt your team. But I see Steven Adams is working on his three-point shot. He's trying to stick around in the NBA longer. So that's something that I was impressed with Steven Adams. But the key in that trade is Eric Bledsoe. They saying that Eric Bledsoe could get traded again to another team. But if he sticks with the Memphis Grizzlies, oh boy. I pray for the Grizzlies because I watched a lot of Pelicans games, boy, and I didn't like that backcourt at all. So I ain't gonna like no Bledsoe Morant lineups at all, bro. Trade that nigga if you can, my nigga. Trade that nigga if you can. But I like it for the Grizzlies as well because they get the 10th pick in that trade. I feel like the Pelicans really wanted to make that trade just so they can get off of the money of Steven Adams and off the money of Eric Bledsoe. Those two guys are getting paid like 25 and like 18 million. Like for those players, get rid of that shit because they really trying to get free agents. I like it for the Grizzlies because they get the 10th pick. And I feel like somebody big is going to fall to them at 10. And if it is James Bouknight, the guard from UConn, if he falls to 10 or if they can trade up somehow to get him, the Grizzlies could be in business. I know a lot of people say that the Grizzlies are going to be good because they got Ja. I still don't see it. But if they get Bouknight, Ja, Jaren Jackson, boy, now that's your core. You have two key players right now with Jaren Jackson and Ja. But if you get James Bouknight, that team is solidified, bro. And I think they will be a contender. James Bouknight is just that type of elite scorer that they need right now. You already got Dylan Brooks on the wing. So just think about having somebody like a James Bouknight and a Ja and a Brooks and a Brandon Clark and a Jaren Jackson. Like now your team is looking good, my nigga. Looking forward to the future. And I would like that for the Grizzlies for sure.
I agree.
All right, man. Let's move on to the Team USA struggles. They lost to France. That was the big one. This is their third game
they
they lost.
Iran. Let's start off with
we not bringing up that shit, dog.
Give them some credit. Give them the minimal credit, and at least acknowledge the win before you acknowledge
Nah, man. They should have blew out Iran by 100. They blew them out by like 50 something. Like, nah, man. It wasn't impressive enough. But they lost to France. Like, what was one of your biggest takeaways that you had from that game and what you seen, bro? It was a lot of things that I took away from that game.
I felt like they just weren't in sync. They just kept I feel like everybody passed up opportunities that game to be the guy. And this game against Iran, obviously it's Iran, but this game, I feel like everybody was way more forceful. With the game against France, it was like, damn, y'all playing like y'all don't really want to be out here. Y'all passing the opportunity to be the main scorer. You see KD get an opportunity, he passes it off. You see Dame get out, like everybody just wanted to share. And I'm like, the hell's going on? Like, y'all playing like this the All-Star game or some shit. Like, play to win. So that was my problem with them against France. It's not that France was just so better than them. Granted, France got a good squad, but like you said when we started the pod, they clearly should have won that game. But I love how they made adjustments for Iran, and everybody just crammed the ball down Iran.
All right, nigga.
I feel like that's how they need to play with every other game.
Nigga said Iran, man. That shit crazy.
Yeah,
I can't get them. I'm not shooting them niggas no bail for that Iran shit. But going back to that France shit though, bro. I feel like the size or their lack of size was really shown in that game because they put in Rudy Gobert and they threw in number 17, Vincent Poirier. Man, he was killing down there because the Team USA was switching everything. So you was having bigs on smalls down there. They throwing in the Rudy Gobert felt like every time he dunking it on Dame, Levine, or somebody like that. And it's like, my nigga Gobert ain't even this good, but he going up against a little nigga. And then you had like Fournier was going stupid, looking like the France Michael Jordan out there. He couldn't miss shit. So it's like, my nigga, they couldn't defend anything that France was throwing at them. And going to the offensive end, I agree with you. And that was one of my main problems of not having a point guard, bro, because nobody knows how to facilitate the offense. And they have an offense where it's either Dame save me or KD save me offense, and everybody else doesn't want to be aggressive. It's like, I know those are probably the two best players on the team, but everybody else got to step up. I know this y'all first Olympics, but everybody has to chip in, my nigga. Like you said, niggas did that against Iran, but Iran is Iran. Y'all got to do this against Slovenia. Y'all got to do this against Argentina, France. Yeah, y'all got to do it against those teams, my boy, because y'all wasn't aggressive against France. Y'all was scared. Nobody could hit a shot down the stretch. Like, them niggas was missing everything. I think they had 5 shots in one possession. They missed all of them when they was down 3. It's like, my nigga, what are y'all doing? Like, this don't even look like Team USA. So I was like, man, I don't know what the hell they got going on, bro, but they got to tighten the fuck up. I know they ain't been around for that long, but come on, bro. Y'all had Booker, y'all had Drew Holiday, y'all had Middleton, and I think they just came back from the flight, though. So they just got off the flight and had to play a game. Like, obviously, you're going to have jet lag. So I shoot those players bail. But everybody else that's been there, it's like, y'all niggas should have been revving and ready to go. Tatum, who else? The Jeremy Grants and the other players on that team, y'all should have been ready to go, my nigga. And I just didn't see that aggressiveness, my nigga. I just didn't see it. So they got to tighten up. And I don't know if anything will change. Like, if they were to see France again, do you think they win?
Yeah.
You know who I'm really scared of, though? You know what I'm really scared of? I'm scared them niggas gonna see Luka. Because if Luka see their ass in the finals or in the semifinals, Luka eating their ass alive, my boy. Luka, because did y'all see Luka in his first, I think it was his first Olympic game.
Went crazy. 40 piece.
48, 11, and 5 in his first Olympic game. What the fuck is going on? That he dropping almost, I think that was second in Olympic history. I think the leading one was like 55. In his first Olympic game, if Team USA sees Luka, they're losing. I'm chalking it up right now that them niggas losing, bro. Because that nigga Luka on a bean over there in Slovenia, my nigga.
Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, if they have to see Luka and Luka drop down to 50 on these niggas, he's the face of the league. He will be the face of the league.
For sure.
I promise to God, he gonna be the face of the league.
I will agree with you then, bro.
He gonna come back to the USA and be the face, because you go to your home country, beat the USA team, and then you come back and you do a playoff shit like this you're the face of the league, bro. I promise to God, you're the face of the league.
I will agree with you then. If he takes down USA single-handedly, and that's a team with KD, that's a team with Tatum, who I've been saying is the next face. You got Damian Lillard, top point guard, and all of these other all-stars on the team, and you take them down single-handedly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're that guy. You're that guy. You that nigga, bro. So I would agree with you at that point, my nigga. He's already showing it with a 48 piece. I forgot who they played. It really don't matter. He dropped 48 regardless, but that shit was crazy, bro. And he gonna keep continuing to do that shit. They're gonna have to double team him or something. And let's move on to another topic. We had some rule changes in the NBA as well. And I think they said they were gonna stop calling, what was it called? It said NBA officiating staffs will be trained to identify and properly rule overt non-basketball actions to initiate contact with defender, such as offensive player launches into defender, abruptly veers off path, and kicks leg at abnormal angle, or his off arm hooks defender. So those are the rule changes that could be coming, or that are coming to the NBA. How do you feel about it?
Thank God. What have I been saying? What have I been saying for like the past year, bro? I've been saying this shit is ruining the game. I know you've been telling me. I know everybody else been telling me, bro, this is the smarter way to play. The goal is to win the game. This is how James Harden gets the amount of wins. This is how he get the amount of points. This is how he get to the free throw line. No, bro, I don't care. Like that shit fucks the game up when you're looking to get a foul before you even look to score. Do y'all know how many players look to get a foul before they even try to get the basket?
But if that's the game, if that's the way the game is played, bro, I'm gonna play it to my advantage.
It shouldn't be though, bro.
And it's changing now.
Nah, bro, you gotta respect the game at the end of the day. I understand the rules, and I know the rules favor playing like that. But as a real basketball player, you shouldn't want to do that shit, bro. Like you should want to like really get your bucket for real, not look to get a foul and go to the free throw line. Like that shit don't sound right to me. So I love this rule change. I love that the NBA is actually going to have the refs not baby these players with this, because they're not getting that shit overseas. Like we heard earlier when they started playing the games for the Olympics before the serious games started, that they weren't getting calls that they get in the NBA. It's like, yeah, because they're not giving y'all all that shit that they give y'all over here. So I love the fact that the NBA is doing this now. So this coming season, we finna really see who can get these buckets and who really trying to score for real. I love.
You know what's funny about this whole shit? Because everybody is so happy that we're gonna get these rule changes, and it's like players are just going to find another way to take advantage of the letter of the law. So even though y'all taking away everything that people are saying are problems right now, players are going to keep taking advantage of rules. So it's going to be another loophole in this new rule that players continue to take advantage of. So Harden, a lot of people are saying that Harden isn't going to be as effective of a scorer. He's still going to get his foul calls. He's still going to get his free throws because he's so smart as a player that he will know when to get these loopholes. Steph the same way, Trey the same way. It won't be in the same way that you've seen him for the past seasons, but it will be, they will still get their free throws at the end of the day, and they will still be 30-point scorers, 28-point scorers. I don't think we're going to see a complete difference in player stats after that, but I do think it will be some like differences in style from the past season, but I think players are still going to get their buckets and their free throws at the end of the day because it's going to be a loophole. Everything is going to have a loophole.
Yeah, I mean, stars are still going to get calls, of course, but we're not going to see the blatant, I'm kicking my foot out while I'm shooting a three and I'm getting the foul, even though I clearly kicked you. We're not getting that shit. I'm glad we're not getting that shit. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. The purposeful under swipe, knowing that my hands are right here and you clearly hit me with the ball, but I get the foul.
But that should still be a foul, though. That should still be a foul.
If I'm right here and my hands aren't moving and you clearly swipe the ball on me,
you're in my airspace. You're in my airspace. That should still be around, bro. I can understand. These are the ones I understand. The one where Trey always does it. He always backs into a defender, like when you try to snake a pick and roll. Those are the type of calls I understand. But like when James hooks somebody's arm and he clearly gets fouled when he going up, those still going to be foul calls. And like what you just said, I feel like are still going to be foul calls. I think like swiping through still going to be a foul call. Let me read it one more time. It says launching into defender, veers off path, kicks leg at abnormal angle. And he said, yeah, hooks his off arm of the defender. So yeah, they still going to allow that swing shit because that is a foul.
So the swipe, okay, if you keep the swipe but take away everything else, I'll be all right with that. Got to compromise somewhere. But as long as you taking 90% of this shit away, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I love this. Maybe, like I said before, maybe I'm just getting old head minded with the way the rules are, but I just don't like that shit, bro. Like, it slows the game down so much when players do that. That's aggravating.
Y'all gonna see, boy. But let's move on to. We already talked about Texas and OU, but it looks like it is official that they are coming to the SEC now, which is surprising to me because I didn't know if the Big 12 was really gonna let them out and just let them go to the SEC like so freely like they did. I thought it was gonna be more of a battle between the two. But how do you feel about the shit? We talked about it a little last week, but it's official now.
Yeah, they said they won't be renewing their media contracts with the Big 12. So
which run out in 2025. So that's when they would leave.
Yeah, so I thought, oh yeah, it's official now. They actually coming to the SEC. So like we said last week, money reasons, of course, is the biggest reason why Texas and OU are coming to the SEC, because these are where the best recruits go. This is where most of the college football playoff teams come from for the most part. And this is where the most money is generated for college sports, really. So no matter what sport it is, it's the SEC. So it's the most popular conference regardless, for the most part. Basketball, you could argue differently, even though SEC is on the rise with basketball now. But when it comes to Texas and OU, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I even made a Facebook status about it. Oklahoma is going to thrive in the SEC. They will be a top 4, top 5 team in the SEC. Texas, they're going to be middle of the pack. They might have a really good year, then they might have a trash year, then they might have a middle year. I see them being the middle of the pack team. But Oklahoma, they've been thriving in the Big 12 for a while now. And we know what can happen if they get top recruits to either transfer there or just recruited there straight out of high school. So I
think that's what's going to happen. And I think that's what's going to happen for Oklahoma. For Texas, I think it's still going to be a battle.
Get recruits there. I feel because Texas gets pretty good recruits now.
Yeah, so they get recruits now.
I'm not worried, but I don't think it's going to be to the level of Oklahoma.
Because it's such a difference in SEC and Big 12. So I think it's a different style of player that you have to recruit for the SEC. And those players are currently not on the roster, in my opinion, or the coaches are not coaching them niggas right. Because every time I see Texas, they getting ran through on defense. Oklahoma is the same way. So y'all got to just beef up y'all defenses and upgrade y'all defensive coordinators who have experience playing in the SEC. Because y'all can't do that same Big 12 defense shit and think it's going to be all offense. No, sir. Because it ain't going to be the same thing. Because we see every time in the college football playoff when Oklahoma gets there, all that shit gets shut down. That offense goes nowhere and niggas run through y'all defense. So that's why I still say that Oklahoma could be a middle of the pack team. Because even when y'all go against the big time SEC, y'all don't even come close. So I think y'all will still be middle of the pack, because even those middle of the pack SEC teams like the Floridas, the Auburns, who else in the middle of the pack? Who else is middle of the pack? Auburn, the Texas A&Ms. They can still beat Oklahoma. I feel like those teams are still better than Oklahoma because we are used to it at this point. We're used to it. So y'all got to get used to the physicality. And it's going to be like a learning curve to get used to it.
If I had to give a tier, or at least over the past 3 years now, if I really had to give a tier for the SEC teams, it would be Alabama, of course, number 1. I know recently the Gators, we beat Georgia, but consistently over the past few years, I would put Georgia number 2, then LSU. No, Alabama,
That's
LSU,
right.
Georgia. Nah, I'm putting LSU over Georgia.
Nah, LSU had one good year. Let's keep it being. Georgia is more consistent. Yeah.
You could teeter-totter that. I give you that. So Alabama, Georgia, LSU, then Florida and Auburn, and then Texas A&M, and then that's where I would put I would put Texas under there.
So what's that going?
Oklahoma, you could put Oklahoma above Auburn or Florida. That's why I said Oklahoma could be like right now over the past few years, you could leading up to now, you could insert Oklahoma above us right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma in the next few years come to the SEC, and if we don't make a turnaround and at least get to the national championship once, I would put Oklahoma above us.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna take back what I said. They could be in that tier because We seen them niggas in the bowl game smash Florida ass. Even though Florida had pulled out some players, they smashed Florida shit. So them niggas came to play that game.
It don't make me feel good to say that. It really don't. But
That's true shit. That's true shit.
We were I'll be the first to say it. I really expected us to get all the way this year, at least to the playoff. Even if it wasn't the championship, I at least expected us to get to the playoff at least the past 2 years now, damn near. And we failed both times. So who's to say we won't fail again next season with the amount of players that we've lost? Granted, we got good recruits coming in, but Oklahoma, if Oklahoma was to come into the SEC right now, I have no choice but to say, yeah, Oklahoma might.
That's actually a good point because I just thought about the bowl game from last year. So Oklahoma would definitely be number 4 above Florida. They would be because they smashed Florida. Even though they had players come out, they would.
I wouldn't put Texas over Texas A&M or us. So Texas would probably be like the 7th, 18th, 8th.
They down there with Kentucky and shit. They down there with Kentucky.
I ain't gonna,
they down there with Kentucky.
Kentucky
be tough some years, boy. Kentucky be tough.
Kentucky could beat them, but on a consistent basis, I wouldn't put Kentucky over them.
Because, damn, I feel like which team hurts the most because of this would be Texas A&M. Because I feel like you would start splitting recruits between Texas A&M and Texas. A lot of the prime time talent that was in Texas was going to play for Jimbo Fisher because they knew they were going to play in the SEC, the physicality. They know they got to play with Kellen Mond, a solid offense. You got a solid offensive-minded coach. But now you coming in with Texas, and Texas is now going to be a part of the SEC. So you can get those same type of amenities at Texas now. And I think Texas has better facilities than Texas A&M. So you know that you're going to get improvement with Texas as well. So I feel like Texas A&M hurts the most with this. And you have Oklahoma right there. So Oklahoma could easily steal your recruits. So the pipeline that Texas A&M built, being the only team in Texas in the SEC, is kind of breaking up between two different schools at this moment because some of them going to go to Oklahoma because they're going to be a higher profile SEC team. And then you're going to have Texas just because people want to play for the main school in Texas. So I think that's how it's going to be in that situation, bro. I don't feel sorry for them niggas, but that definitely hurt though. I would have been mad if I was a Texas A&M fan. That's all I'm gonna say. I would have been mad as shit if I would have heard Texas A&M or Texas and OU was coming because they left the Big 12 to come to the SEC to get away from them niggas. So it's like Texas and OU is following our ass to the SEC. It's like I try to get away from y'all niggas and y'all just following me over here, my nigga. So this shit wild, bro. This shit definitely wild. Anything else on that topic?
Nah.
All right, man. Let's move on to 2 Wild Wednesday. What you got?
First poll, we got the Packers getting Randall Cobb back is a sign Aaron Rodgers will stay long term in Green Bay. Too wild or not too wild?
Too wild as fuck. Too wild as fuck, my boy. That nigga gone, bro. I
agree. I felt like that was a desperate move of, okay, you're coming back to play. Okay, look, we'll get you somebody now. We'll get you somebody you're familiar with now. It's like, okay, y'all being desperate at this point. He don't want to be here no more.
That's what I'm saying, because now you're trying to get somebody he likes. I feel like it was desperate because you don't have any weapons. Like, you didn't improve on your wide receiving core at all. You have the same wide receivers from last year. So it's like, my nigga, like, so let's try to get one of his favorite receivers. Like, he knows the system. Let's try to just desperately get him. But I don't think it makes that crazy of a difference. I feel like they can still hit that wall in the NFC Championship game.
I feel like it makes a difference, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they still might hit the wall. But I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying. The grand scheme.
Performance-wise, hey, they got a decent receiving core now with you got Devontae Adams, you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and now you got Randall Cobb. I'm like, hey, they ain't too bad.
And is he going to take a leap, bro? And that's what I would try to worry about if I was Green Bay. Because Green Bay, they don't try to draft. They try to, like, farm their own and build them up. And Valdez-Scantling has been so good in moments and so spotty in moments. Like, he can have, like, 3 drops in a game, my nigga. It's just like, man, they be big drops, like touchdown. He be past the defense and he drop a touchdown. So it's like those type of plays kill you, my nigga, like in the grand scheme of things. So he needs to improve and get to that next level. That's a Berg nigga too. So I obviously want to see him succeed, but he has to take that next level to be like a well-known wide receiver in this league if the Packers want to get over that hump as well, since they don't have to get that free agent or they can't draft anybody at this moment.
I agree. I want to see him get better too, because he definitely could turn into I don't see him being a number 1, but he could be a number 2 option.
He can, and that's what they've been trying to do. That's what they've been trying to grow him into, but he always is so inconsistent. It's like, damn, my nigga, like you have one game where he going crazy, and then the next game he got 2-3 jumps.
Quiet.
Yeah, you feel me? It's just like, what are you doing? Like you the fastest nigga on the field, my nigga. You can get past anybody, but you gotta catch the ball, bro. You gotta catch the ball. You gotta catch the ball.
Speed don't matter if you ain't got the hands.
That's facts.
Too Wild is winning that poll 70%, by the way. So most people agree with us on that one. Next one. How many playoff contending teams will forfeit a game this year due to the NFL vaccine rules? 1 to 3, 3 to 5, or 5 to 7?
I would say 1 to 3. I think we will see the first one. And it will kind of sink into everybody else, like, oh, this is a real thing. Like, this can happen. Like, oh, shit, like, niggas is forfeiting checks. Like, oh, let me go ahead and get this vaccine so I don't cost my teammates anything else. So I think it's going to take that one team because I think players are going to be hard-headed going into the season. Or not hard-headed, but just not want to do it going into the season because people have that mentality of, oh, even people with the vaccine get COVID. So people still going to have that mentality. But once they see that one example and see that 1 week where niggas ain't playing and niggas ain't getting paid, it's like, okay, let me go ahead and get this vaccine because I don't want to be that player to fuck it up for my team with the checks and with the team standards and shit like that. So it's going to take one team. So it's 1 to 3.
I say 3 to 5, just off of the fact that last year, remember, there were multiple teams that popped up at the same time that had to postpone games. So I think just off of the fact that you're going to get at least 2 teams that it happens to at the same time, I got to say at least 3 teams is going to happen to. So that's why I voted 3 to 5.
And also,
I feel like 3 to 5 contending teams will happen to.
And what do we mean by we're going to forfeit games? So does that mean like if anybody on the roster gets COVID and they're not vaccinated, we finna forfeit it? Like if the nigga that don't even play get COVID, like nigga, we forfeiting checks. Is that what you telling me?
Well, this is what's supposed to happen. You're gonna have to postpone your game. So whatever game, like let's say, like I used the Ravens and the Browns earlier. Let's say if the Ravens and the Browns are supposed to play this Sunday, but they have to postpone the game. If they can't find a time to replay that game, then it's forfeited at that point. And whichever team is the reason why it got canceled, that's what's going to happen.
So they still doing the postponing shit then? They still doing the postponing
They're doing the postponing, but you got to remember now, there's that one extra regular season game now, and you don't have that much time to postpone a game. So it's not going to be that simple of, okay, they postpone it, they'll get an opportunity to play. Like, no, like the way these TV deals and the way this scheduling goes, like it's not going to be we could just definitely reschedule this. So if your game can't get rescheduled, then you have to forfeit it and get that loss.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That make more sense then. Okay. I thought it was like if one player gets it and then it's like, okay, y'all niggas just forfeiting off the rip because we don't know who else got it on y'all squad. So that make more sense. Y'all will still try to work with the team to postpone. Then if you can't postpone, then you forfeit. That makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Because if the last nigga,
then you lose money and all that.
Yeah, because if the last nigga on the bench got the damn COVID, my nigga, why are we forfeiting the game, bro? Why are we forfeiting the game? Like, we should still keep this shit rolling, my nigga. I know how to get that nigga got COVID, bro. I swear to God, we don't.
1 to 3 is winning that poll 58% though. And 3 to 5 is second in that at 35.
A lot of people said 0 too. A lot of people was putting 0 in the comments.
For real? Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it will be any.
Damn. Hey, high hopes. I hope nobody.
A lot of people put 0.
I'm just being realistic, but hey, hopefully the best case scenario happens and nobody gets it. But next one, the NIL rules should extend to JUCOs. Too wild or not too wild?
I wanted to bring this up last week. My boy Kevin, he runs for, I forgot his school, but he runs in the NAIA. I didn't even know that they get the NIL too. So I'm like, damn,
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's not to the same extent as obviously NCAA, but they still get it, bro. Like it's a lot of posts that goes on IG. So they'd be like, if you're a student athlete, like DM us, and then like you DM on Instagram, and they'll like you have to post something, and they'll give you the money if you're NAIA, and then shit smooth, my nigga.
That's crazy.
So they do it for NAIA. I don't know if they'll drop it down to JUCO because there is some high profile players in JUCO, but they are doing it for NAIA. So it's like it's more high profile niggas in JUCO than NAIA. So it's like you would understand it if it was.
That's crazy. I totally think they should extend this rule to JUCO players though, because these JUCO players are trying to get to the NCAA. So you might as well try to endorse the top players in JUCO so they can get even more eyes on them. That way, when they transition to these D1 schools to try and get to the league, it'll be more of a, okay, we really do see you. You don't have to prove yourself.
Would that take away from their grind though? Because from JUCO, bro, if you slack just a little bit, so if you get that little money in your pocket and you're not as hungry, like, does that fuck you up in a way and you lose that attention?
It's opportunity to fuck you up, just like it's opportunity to fuck you up and you D1. But I can understand what you're saying though. But
I'm saying like JUCO is just a different beast, my nigga. It's a different grind, like because you're trying to get to that D1. So everybody is so hungry to get there. So if somebody got money and now niggas jealous about you on that same squad, so now it's gonna be beef on the squad. When on a team, we've seen Last Chance U, like everybody has to work together on these JUCOs, bro. Everybody wants to get attention, but everybody has to work together to get deep in these playoff runs. So if somebody got money and another person doesn't, that's gonna cause friction in the group, and I don't think that's good for attention purposes because you have to get far to get real attention. So I don't know if that's good from that perspective because it fucks up the team.
Just imagine shit. Joe Hampton was acting like I don't give a fuck about being here, and he wasn't even like getting that kind of money.
He wasn't getting shit.
Just imagine if he was like getting money for real. He would have been telling coach about this.
Bro, no bullshit, bro. Joe wouldn't have been coming to practice, dog. Joe wouldn't have been doing none of that shit, my nigga. He would have just showed up on game day. Coach, I'm just here so I don't get fined type shit. That's what the shit that he would have been on. That's the shit that he would have been on, bro.
Oh no, dog. I still want them to get paid just because, you know, I don't think JUCO players will get like big time money like that. Joe. No. It's JUCO. Like you're the top player on this JUCO team. Yeah, you might be the top player amongst JUCO schools, but you're not gonna get the same type of money that an Alabama player is gonna get.
Oh yeah,
it's just not gonna happen.
Because
that little bit of money, like you said, that little bit of money could fuck
that make a difference for sure. Especially at them JUCOs, all them Last Chance U's we done seen. Like them niggas be struggling. Like they gotta drive hours to get to practice on all that nut shit. Like that's gas money at least gas money. Because what my boy had told me, he had ended up putting in for the student athlete post shit that somebody had posted or that an advertiser had posted. He posted the information. They sent him $75 that same day. So it's a lot of these companies out here, these sponsors out here that are willing to do it. They're posting shit on IG. It's a lot of people in their DMs because everybody want to get money, but they're paying people for sure.
Hey, I love it. Make sure these players get paid, bro. Y'all getting all this money from them. Sure. We talked about this one earlier. Deshaun Watson shouldn't have attended training camp. Too wild or not too wild?
Too wild.
I said not too wild, but your case earlier, I agree with you now. Too wild. You know, it's a situation where you're already losing money with this.
That's what I'm. Yeah. It would have been a lose, bro. Because what are you proving with that? What you sitting out? What are you proving?
I didn't even think about that too. So I was like, damn, he do got to pay all these girls. Yeah, just go to training camp, bro. But the NIL one, not too wild, is winning that poll 83%, and this Deshaun Watson, not too wild, is winning 83%. So a lot of people feel like he shouldn't have went to training camp.
I seen that.
This next one, what team will have the biggest quarterback competition this season? The Bears, the 49ers, the Patriots, or the Saints?
It's the Patriots, bro. And
what? I said the 49ers.
What the 49ers have?
They got Jimmy G and they got Trey Lance.
Oh, Lance. I forgot about that shit. I feel like the NFL draft was so long ago. But yeah, okay. But I feel like Jimmy G will start from the beginning of the season though. But from with that Patriots situation, like, man, I seen one good throw from Cam in training camp, which got me excited. But I heard that nigga really did have a good day. I heard that Mac Jones had a good day, my nigga. That shit had me high-key upset. So I think it's going to be the Patriots, dog. I think Mac Jones might end up starting. I don't want it to happen. But, man, how shit going right now, dog, I think it's going to be the Patriots, man.
Well, before I get my case, the 49ers and the Patriots are tied at 40%. But I feel like the 49ers are going to have the biggest quarterback competition throughout this entire season because you drafted you got a top 3 pick at quarterback. So obviously you want to use this man as soon as possible. But you got Jimmy G, and Jimmy G got you to the Super Bowl, and he's coming back off of an injury. So it's like you're trying to trust him again to be the leader of this team. So I feel like it's going to come down to, do you want to deal with game management, get me through the way, Jimmy G, or do you want to take a chance on, hey, this is supposed to be our next future star, let's go ahead and give him a couple starts. So I feel like that's going to be the biggest QB battle. There may not be any beef like quarterback wise, but it's definitely going to be a competition for the starting job.
And I feel like, drafting him at 3, a lot of people said that he was going to be like a raw quarterback. He's going to need time like to develop behind Jimmy G. So I still feel like it's a time where he could like sit for most of the season or sit the entire season and let Jimmy G rock. Like this 49ers team is high key like ready to win now. So go with the quarterback that you know you're going to produce for you. And if he's not giving you everything that you want, then that's when you switch. But I don't think it's a big time competition at this moment. I think later in the season, that's when we can get to the, Trey Lance could come in. But I think for the Patriots, it's a right now decision. Like them niggas could possibly go with not Trey Lance, but Mac Jones.
Understandable. Next one, we got Bradley Beal's best trade destination: the Sixers, the Celtics, the Warriors, or other.
Oh, it's the Warriors for sure. I said the Celtics because they were willing to give up an all-star, but in the one trade that I had proposed in my one video, bro, they would have to give up Wiseman, Wiggins, the 7th and 14th pick, and that's it, and maybe a future first. So you're giving up Wiseman, who was the second pick last year, giving up a good player in Wiggins, and you're getting 3 first-round picks if you're the Washington Wizards. I think that is a good restart for the Wizards. Like you getting niggas that you can actually restart with. I like that if I'm the Wizards. And especially with somebody like Beal, like I don't know if you're going to get as much that you're going to get for Beal at this moment, because he's going to get closer to the trade deadline time. I don't know if you're going to get that much for him because he will be more choosy about where he wants to go at that moment. I want to go here. So that team isn't going to give you all of that you want because he already picked that he wants to go here, and you're going to abide by that wish. So I feel like right now is the best time to get everything that you want if you're the Wizards. So I feel like the Warriors are the best place and they have the most assets.
I picked other and the Warriors are tied at 28%. Sixers are third at
this was a close one.
Yeah, but I say other because I really want to go with the Miami Heat one. I feel like Bradley Beal will do very well next to Jimmy Butler and Bam. I feel like that's I don't want to say a big 3, but I feel like that's a very good. That's a big 3.
That's a big 3. That's a big 3.
Yeah, okay. I count it as a big 3.
That's a big 3.
But
sure.
I feel like they'll definitely do well. Jimmy G can spread the floor and run the floor pretty well, and he doesn't have to be the main guy every night, as we already know that he doesn't really want to be. Bam, I feel like that's going to be a great way to feed Bam in the post because Bradley Beal, he's so quick. He can run up and down the floor so well. He can get a bucket at any time that he's going to give Bam free attention to feed the post the way they want to. So I feel like that'll work perfect.
But this is my thing with the Heat. They don't have enough assets because the same thing that you're probably trying to offer to the Pelicans to get Brandon Ingram is probably going to be the same thing you're going to offer to the Wizards for Bradley Beal. I don't think it's enough, especially when somebody like the Warriors are offering something like they could offer with Wiseman, a top pick from last year, the Wiggins, and 2 picks this year, and a pick next year. It's like the Heat can't compete with that trade. So it's like, yeah, I would like that nigga with the Heat, but when it comes to assets, like the Warriors got that.
So where do you see Tyler Hero's trade value? Do you feel like it's still low? Do you feel like is it gonna rise again in the future? I
feel like since it was so high last year, and a lot of people think that it's dropped so low, it's right where it needs to be. A lot of people view him as that 6-man player that he really is. He could start for you. It could be a solid 2 if he develops into that, improves on his game, becomes more of a combo guard. He can develop into that. But more people view him as a 6-man, a Lou Will type of player. So his value is where it's supposed to be, like it was when he came into the league. And I think it's where it's supposed to be. But a lot of people want Duncan Robinson. But that's the real gem of the trade. And a lot of these trades, especially to the one with the Pelicans. The Pelicans really want Duncan Robinson. And that's why they're willing to give us a Brandon Ingram. So it's like, hey, fuck that nigga Duncan Robinson, nigga. I can get Brandon Ingram. Come on in, nigga. Come on in. Come on.
Scotty Barnes will be a top 4 pick in the NBA draft. Too wild or not too wild?
Too wild. I think the Raptors will end up drafting Suggs, but I'm hearing rumors that they could draft Barnes at number 4, which is surprising because a lot of people have him slotted at either 5th or 6th to the Magic or the Thunder. But I'm hearing a lot of rumors to him at 4.
I would take Suggs. So this is why I said too wild. I just think the clear decision is Jalen Suggs. So I don't see any reason why you would get Scotty Barnes. I could really see him just drop into the Magic. I'd never wish for anybody to go to the Magic, but I feel like that's going to be his future.
And it's a good replacement for Kyle Lowry because Lowry is most likely leaving. So now you get a replacement for Lowry. You got Suggs. Now you got your point guard of the future. You set. And you got a light-skinned backcourt. And I know that's what Toronto wants since they got Drake here. So.
Same color as your ambassador.
Exactly.
Too Wild is winning that poll 67%. And we got 2 more polls. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan will be Lakers next season. Too wild or not too wild? Too wild. They're not getting both of them. They're not getting both. I'm telling you right now, they're not getting both of these niggas.
I'm on the fence, bro. On the fence because I know how close DeMar DeRozan and Lowry is. And I know they want to get back together, but I don't know how much DeMar DeRozan helps the Lakers right now. I think Lowry helps them, but I don't know if DeMar DeRozan fits with like everything that goes on with them. So I would have to say too wild, bro. I would have to say
they don't
too
have
wild.
enough to get both of them. It don't matter whether it would have worked or not.
because DeMar is willing to take a pay cut because he was talking to Shannon Sharp. He was like, nigga, I'm willing to get paid whatever to go to the Lakers. So I'm like, shit. Okay. He willing to get paid whatever. Okay, shit.
Don't say that. Never say that.
Hey, that's what he said.
Go get your ass a bag of chips and take
I swear to God.
Brian gonna tell you to take this bag of chips and get in the corner, and that's all you finna do.
Exactly.
Too Wild is winning that poll 68%. And the last one, we just talked about this. Oklahoma and Texas will be middle of the pack teams in the SEC. Too wild or not too wild?
It depends on what we're calling middle of the pack.
Like we said, below the top 5 to 6 teams. You're not Vanderbilt, but you're not
you're Alabama or Georgia.
You're not Vanderbilt, but you're not Auburn either. So
Auburn is middle of the pack. You're not Georgia.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not Georgia. You're not Georgia, which is lower high tier, but then you're not Vanderbilt, which is trash either. You're in that range.
So Texas would definitely be middle of the pack. Oklahoma will be top 4.
Be top tier.
Yeah, they top 4 for sure. They for sure.
So yeah, I said too wild on that. I don't think Oklahoma would, but Texas would. So that's why I said too wild.
All right, man. Let's move on to social media wants to know. Man, let's move on to this one, bro. I have put a rank them. So let me find the shit on Twitter. Hold on. Ad stream. So it is ranked them out of Codename Kids Next Door. You got Ed and Nettie. You got Dexter's Laboratory. And you got Powder Puff Girls. Which one or how you gonna rank them?
Ed and Nettie at 1. Kids Next Door at 2. Powerpuff Girls at 3. Dexter at 4.
You crazy as fuck, bruh.
Whoa!
You crazy!
If you have Dexter over any of those other teams, you're crazy. No,
what?
No, you're crazy.
What?
You're crazy as hell. You're crazy as hell.
Bro, over Powerpuff
Dexter
Girls?
was not better than Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, it was. I just recently rewatched Powerpuff Girls, and they are not better than Dexter, bro. It was something about Dexter that, bro. It was better. It was better than Powerpuff Girls, bro. I agree with you with the first 2.
Get the fuck.
I agree with you with the first 2 because Ed and Nettie is probably one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Codename Kids Next Door. That's definitely up there. Dexter's Laboratory is actually
Powerpuff Girls is legendary. The Rowdy
Dexter's Laboratory is too though. Let's not trip now. And act like Dexter's Laboratory ain't legendary.
Are we gonna act like
DD? Huh?
Are we gonna act like the introduction of the Rowdy Rough Boys wasn't legendary? Like what? That shit was
like I said. I
tripping.
just rewatched the Powerpuff Girls, bro. And I'm just like, it doesn't compare, bro. Dexter's Laboratory is better.
No, bro. I love all of them, but no, Powerpuff Girls is like one of the greatest cartoons like ever, bro.
And Dexter's Laboratory is too. Stop trying to separate the two, bro. Stop trying to separate the two. Like Dexter's Laboratory all the way down here and Powerpuff Girls up there, because it ain't like that. It's
in the world of Cartoon Network, Powerpuff Girls top 10, Dexter top 15.
I will flip it. I'll flip it. Bro. Dexter and Dee Dee are legendary. What are you talking about?
Girls was dressing up as Powerpuff Girls for Halloween. I've never seen anybody dress up as Dexter, bro.
Niggas dressed up as a scientist all the time for Halloween. What are you talking about? Niggas dress up like him all the time, bro. You tripping.
Girls is better, bro.
I understand that Powerpuff Girls is more cultural, but as the better show, my nigga,
the better show
is Dexter's Laboratory.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Mandar. The Mandar laugh is undefeated. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, and shout out to HBO Max, because HBO Max honestly got all of those shows on their shit. So shout out to HBO Max. So I've been recently watching all of those shows. So that's why it was so funny when I seen it on my TL. Had to talk about that shit. But Ed, Edd n Eddy is definitely one on that shit though. Ed, Edd n Eddy.
And I want to say this. Regular show walked so Rick and Morty could run. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I want to say that.
Regular show.
Rick and Morty was gonna be rolled regardless. I don't think they need a regular show to get to a Rick and Morty. I don't think they need it, bro.
I feel like regular show set the tone.
Is regular show the greatest cartoon of all time? Or greatest Cartoon Network?
For me, it's up there. It's up there. For me, it's up there.
Mordecai and Rigby? Yeah.
Bro, I think regular show, like, because when I watch Rick and Morty, not saying they be biting off a regular show, but like regular show changed the vibe of cartoons. I feel like they made it more I don't even know what the word I'm trying to use, but they just changed the game, and I feel like they walked. So now when we see Rick and Morty, it's like, yeah, this type of cartoon humor I'm used to.
But it's more IQ.
Because the weird shit. It's all of the weird shit that happens.
But what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like in in regular show, it was weird shit that was happening.
True. No, for sure. There's a lot of weird shit, but it's so much like hidden messages in Rick and Morty. So I can actually understand what you're talking about now with the duo and the weird shit that was going on, but it was like way more hidden gems that go on in Rick and Morty that a lot of niggas don't even see, bro. Like I be watching breakdowns on Rick and Morty, and I be like, bro, I ain't even noticed this shit. All of this shit that be like hidden in closed doors, but hidden behind closed doors. I be like, bro, a lot of niggas ain't catching this shit. So the hidden messages is what really builds up Rick and Morty. But the show is
Then again, Rick and Morty is for Adult Swim. Regular show was just on Cartoon Network. So that's true. That's why I say a regular show walked, so they could create a more explicit level 2 version of that, which is Rick and Morty.
You seen that show Solar Opposites? Solar Opposites on Hulu?
I've heard of it, but I never seen it though.
I never watched it. I heard it was just like Rick and Morty though, but like yeah, but I never watched it though. But yeah. But let's move on to entertainment. Entertainment and current events. Let's move on. What we want to talk about? Got to talk about the baby first, man. The baby back in our headlines once again with the backlash. And let me play the clip. I had this on at the end.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone like that.
Why?
Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone like that.
Let's be real about this shit.
Keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
The background nigga honestly made that video though. The background nigga honestly made that video funny.
He said, "Let's be honest, my nigga." I'm like, whoa. This sounds way too specific. It sounded way too specific. Who is this for?
Exactly, bro. So what was your reaction to this, the baby shit? It just felt so unnecessary. Like, why? Why are you doing that?
I've said it to a couple of people already who I've talked to about the situation. This isn't the first time rappers or entertainers, period, have said this at Do y'all know how many concerts I've been to and artists have said shit just like that? Like
the pussy one is for sure.
I've heard
the other two. HIV too? Oh,
I've heard all that. I've heard all that shit before, bro. It's just the baby already isn't really popular on social media, so they look for any reason to just slight him. And this, he dug his own grave with this. But it's like, I'm not saying what he said was right, but come on, bro. I've heard this shit several times. And what he said wasn't even that crazy to be canceling him and making him miss out on money.
But you just have to think about the culture that we're in, bro. Especially in a big ass environment like Rolling Loud was. You got to think about where you at, bro. There's a lot of probably gay people out there, bro. It might be some people with HIV out there probably trying to have like their last good time. And you just saying this shit, it just felt so unnecessary. It's like, for what, bro? Especially at a big event like that. Do they say this all the time? That doesn't make it okay, though. And that's what I want to say. That doesn't make it okay because everybody does it. That doesn't make it okay.
I'm not saying it's okay either,
because you're taking unnecessary shots. And it's like, those could be your fans that you taking shots at. And it's like, for what? Like, why was that necessary?
But how much homophobic shit do we hear in raps? Not just his raps, in rap period. How much homophobic shit have we, even from the?
But that's different when it's raps. But when you actually talking to niggas, like putting your hands, put your hands up if you gay, like come on, bro.
So when they say homophobic shit in their raps, we can bob our head to it, we can recite the lyrics and all that. But when you're saying it in an outside of an
environment like that, yes.
Now we're finna cancel you because it's not in the song. You didn't write it down, so. I don't know, bro. In an environment like that, it's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. Tory Lanez made a good ass tweet today, and he said people pick and choose. You can't stand on something and pick and choose when you want to.
Oh, for sure. That's why cancel culture isn't real. So I don't agree with the canceling shit.
It's not real. The shit isn't real.
So I don't agree with the cancel culture.
Kevin Hart was supposed to be canceled. He's not canceled. Doja Cat was supposed to be canceled. Not Chick-fil-A was supposed to be canceled. Niggas ain't canceled.
I canceled Chick-fil-A. Y'all niggas still fucking with Chick-fil-A.
Gucci supposed to be canceled. Nobody's canceling Gucci. Like, nobody is really canceled. Y'all get mad for a couple of weeks at whatever the fuck they said or did, and then y'all right back to listening to them or supporting them or eating their food the next week or whatever. Like, it's not real.
And I think that's just how fast we get news, bro. We get news so fast. Now we got platforms like the Shade Room that just give us so much, bro. So even though we got this the baby shit, like, bro, in the next couple of days, we probably gonna get something that covers this whole thing up. We're gonna forget about this baby shit in a couple of days, anyways. That's just how much happens in a day to day, and we see everything on social media. So we don't even remember what this nigga does in a couple of weeks. Like, damn, what that nigga, the baby did, but it doesn't make it right for what he said. That's what I'm saying. Just because other DJs do it, that doesn't make it okay. You have to be inclusive in this society, especially in an open environment like Rolling Loud, bro, where it's gay people out there. You can't be homophobic in that instance, bro. So I understand that, especially that one, if your pussy tastes like water, like I've heard that one before. The HIV one, the gay one was like, you kind of pushing it, but it's like, we got to cut that out, bro, especially in this society that we in. Because like, didn't Cat Williams say it, bro? Like, if you have to include that in your comedy, like you shouldn't even be like a part of this culture. Like, he was talking about the change in the comedy culture. He was like, man, if you got to talk about what you talked about in the past, you shouldn't be a part of the comedy culture anymore because that means you can't adapt. And the baby has to adapt to what's going on around him, bro. You can't say the old same ignorant shit that you were saying back when you came into the game, my nigga. Like the culture is changing, the fans are changing, my nigga. They gonna make you hear what the fuck they talking about, and you're losing money because of this.
But see, this is why I can't credit Cat Williams on that, because Cat Williams hypocritical as fuck with that. Because the same way he say niggas aren't funny now for real is the exact same reason why he said you got to adapt to not saying shit like you just said. So it's like,
I mean, Cat Williams don't give a fuck though.
Do you want them to still not give a fuck and say whatever they want? Because they're speaking specifically on comedians right now. Mm-hmm. Do you want them to still not give a fuck and just be a comedian? Or do you want them to adapt and be funny in a more acceptable way? People say Kevin Hart ain't funny now, but Kevin Hart don't talk about the shit that underground comedians talk about and don't give a fuck about.
But he never did, though. He never did. He was always a family comedian.
He was like, he was the diamond in the rough. Like you're the one person who's found the right median. So he can't be a good example. But you know what I'm saying though.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like Cat Williams is still that same nigga that he came into the game. I'm about to go see him on. He's supposed to be coming to Emily Arena sometime in August. He's supposed to be coming to Emily, so I got to go see that nigga, bro. But I feel like he has the same type of style, so I can understand why you say he's hypocritical. But I think he just doesn't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck what nobody say. But when it comes to everybody else, like, you have to adapt to what's going on, because those are your fans that you're putting into the masses, or you're putting your message into the masses. Like, don't nobody want to hear that shit, and you're losing money because of this. If you wasn't losing money behind this shit, it's like, damn, like, I can just say whatever I want. But you losing sponsors I seen on Instagram. It's like, bruh, you gotta change your ways, because you losing money because of this shit now. Unless you cool with losing money, and then it is what it is.
I don't even think, people gonna disagree with me, but I don't even think he should lose money because of it. It's like,
I don't think he should have lost money, but it's like, people can't be attached to that.
Especially when niggas not really even gonna care about this in the next 2-3 weeks. Like, y'all really finna take my money for some shit y'all not gonna care about in the next few weeks. He just dropped a music video today, and the same people in the Shade Room comments that was condemning him from the comments, they're like, oh shit, well, he shut y'all ass up with a fire ass video. Like, y'all the same people that was just saying, like, see, this is why cancel culture don't exist, y'all. It doesn't exist. If people are on your head today, give it 2 weeks, just chill on posting, and you'll be good by the next 2 weeks or whatever.
I swear that's how it is, and I don't like that shit. That's why I thought about that Tory Lanez shit today. I was like, bro, why is he still talking on social media? That shit was so crazy. But let's move on to Kyrie and Nike situation. Let me pull this shit up, bro, because Kyrie posted earlier today, I think his Kyrie 8s are about to drop, and he posted this on Instagram. I have nothing to do with the design or marketing of the upcoming Kyrie 8. In my opinion, these are trash. I have absolutely nothing to do with them. Nike plans to release it without my okay, regardless of what I say. So I apologize in advance to all of my sneakerheads and true supporters of the KA or of the Kai 11 brand. So Nike is about to release some shoes that this nigga Kyrie didn't okay at the fuck all, and they still going through with the shit. First of all, did you even know that this shit happened? Like, that niggas just released
I didn't
shoes?
even know this happened.
That was crazy to me. Well, like, what's your reaction to that situation?
He said they was trash.
I should have pulled up the shoes. What did the shoes look like?
God damn! If the person who the shoe is for say they trash,
so these what they look like. So I got the Kyrie Irving signature at the bottom. And they are trash. They don't even look like the first shoes, honestly.
I was about to say they just look mid. I ain't gonna say they trash. They just look mid. Like, man.
I can understand why he said they trash, because nigga, I didn't make them. I didn't make them at all. Y'all niggas just made these shits for me. And that's why I have a problem with it, because how you gonna release somebody's shoe and slap their name on the shit when they didn't have anything to do with the shoe? And that's why I was like, this happens? Like, you can't slap my name on the shoe and think that shit is okay. Like, is that something contractually that is put in place that I can do whatever I want with your name once you sign with my brand? Like, because they got to take that shit out, bro. I'm not cool with that shit at all.
It may be in his contract. Like you said, it might be hey, you signed with us, whether you like the shoe or not, for whatever our agreement is. If you have a shoe deal with us for however many amounts of shoes, we got the right to make the shit, whether you want to or not. It's probably some shit in his contract that say that.
Man, that shit crazy, bro. Especially when you look back on your career, bro, and if people look back at your shoes and be like, damn, the Kyrie's was fire. What the fuck happened here? Like I see like the shit changed at the 8. It's like, I didn't even make that shit.
Kyrie don't really have where do you rank Kyrie shoes as far as like basketball?
I don't really look at it as a ranking type shit, but Kyrie has solid shoes. Niggas buy Kyrie's now.
But it's like
he's not Kobe and he's not LeBron. But he's right there under those two when it comes to Nikes.
Do anybody wear Kyrie's other than playing basketball?
They're not style, no.
See,
but still, niggas buy them.
But I know, I'm just saying that's a part of it to where it's like, I don't think later down the line people are gonna be, what the fuck happened with these? Well, I don't think that many people. I don't know that many people that pay attention to Kyrie shoes like that for real.
So you saying this shit is okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Nah, nigga, you saying this shit is okay.
I don't think they're gonna look down the line and pay attention to his shit like that.
I think that shit is just crazy though. If a nigga could just slap your signature on anything, that shit is wild, bro. Like, I want to be mad if Kyrie, even though it's money in his pocket, will want to cut his contract. That should be like an offense. That's why I feel like it has to be something in the contract that says we can do anything with your name. Because I feel like he would want to separate from Nike and go wherever else, because it's Kyrie Irving. He going to get a big shoe deal from whoever is willing to give him money. So it's like, It has to be something in the contract that said it's cool, but that shit is still wild though. Let's move on to PS5 selling. What you got on this situation?
PlayStation announced that they have sold 10 million PS5s since they launched. And I just want to know, where the fuck are these PS5s? But it seems like majority of the world just doesn't have one, me included. So I'm really trying to figure out where are all these PS5s coming from, who has them, when will we get them? I told y'all like a month or two ago that PlayStation said hopefully by February, March at the latest going into next year, there'll definitely be more in stock for people to go in the store and get. But I was just very shocked to see that they said 10 million, and I don't know. I don't have one. I'm just hurt. Because
it was a point when the PS5 just came out where it felt like niggas was dropping links so you can like end up getting in like sweepstakes so you can be a part to at least get or try to get a PS5. I don't even see those on the TL anymore. So it's like, definitely where are y'all getting these shits from?
I don't even want to do it that way because I just don't trust anybody other than the retailer that I'm going to get my system.
You're never gonna get your shit.
I can't get it through a third party. Like I got to get it either online from the store or I got to actually physically go to the store. I'm not getting it through a third party because I swear if somebody slapped my head for a PS5,
and I think that's what people are doing, bro. They have to have a connection with like PlayStation or Sony, my nigga, that they're getting these PlayStation 5s. That's the only reason I'm sick. It has to be some underground shit because nobody else is even privy to the information that y'all are. Because I don't even see everybody you go to says they're sold out. So how are these shit still selling at this point? I don't even understand this shit, bro.
It'd be famous people going it'd be famous people making Instagram posts and they got like 3 PS5s in front of them, like 2 cars behind them, and they'd be like, follow this person and follow everybody they follow, and then type done, and then you're entering the raffle to get a PS5. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not doing all that shit, bro. Let me just do it the old fashioned way and go buy my shit, please.
You're not gonna get your shit till February, my boy. That shit a little minute.
I'll take my PS4 still good. It don't make that vacuum sound. I'm good. So.
But what about the damn, bro? What about the Xbox? The new Xbox, is that still sold out or is that still available?
Brother just got one. My brother Darrell.
So those are available.
Yeah.
Nobody want those shits.
Nobody want those shits, I guess. So shit. Hey, I told y'all.
I don't even hear about those shits.
It's PlayStation over here. Xbox. I don't hear nothing about Xbox on social media. I don't hear nothing about it in the store. I told y'all it's a PlayStation world, bro. It's a PlayStation world.
I don't hear nothing about that shit. That's funny. Let's move on, bro. Uzi bought a planet recently. That was some weird, wacky ass news. Because I didn't even know you could buy planets, but it was some planet that he bought.
He's trying to buy another one that's supposelly bigger than Jupiter.
What is he? Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to?
I don't know.
Selling planets. That's what I want to know, bro. Who is actually selling the planets to him? Because they're making the biggest finesse of all time.
Whoever these people that buy stars and shit like that, you're probably going to the same people, just the people above them.
Buying stars is always stupid as hell because you don't even know what star you just bought. Niggas just be pointing at anything. Like, yeah, I bought that star.
Yeah, that's my shit right there. $35
yesterday.
$35. That's me right there.
That's all I gotta say, bro. That's the biggest finesse of all time. That Uzi buying the planet shit. Oh my, come on, bro.
Hey,
that's how you know you just got money.
You can look at a planet for real, but a star. It's too many of them motherfuckers.
I mean, but with that planet though, can you even see that planet from here, from Earth?
I better see it.
I don't even know if he just wants to have that certificate that says like, yeah, I got the planet. So it's not if you can't see the planet, it's just gonna be a certificate. I got planet, whatever, nigga, evolution, and this is what it looks like. Gonna be some fake shit.
Planet 78-25.
Exactly, my nigga. I just want to know who's selling him the planets, my nigga. They're pulling the biggest finesse of all time. That's literally all I want to know, my nigga.
Hey, he walked inside. They went to the back. They were like, "Hold on a second, sir. Hey, some nigga here with a diamond on his forehead."
That's what it was. If that nigga willing to get a diamond, hey, shit. Let's try this shit. Especially when you find out how much he spent on that diamond in the middle of his shit, you like, oh, this nigga will buy anything, my nigga. Let's try this shit, my nigga. Hey, print out a planet. Print out some bullshit. And show it to him. Show that bitch right to him. Hey, my nigga. 150,000 right here could be yours. Nigga Uzi. That's me. That's me right there. That shit crazy, bro. All right, bro. Let's move on to the Arthur news, man. Who knew Arthur was still on? It says that shit is gone after 25 years. They said
25 years, bro. After this year, Arthur will be done, bro. So I'm just like, damn. I didn't even know they were making new episodes. I thought they just been showing reruns. So that was crazy. I'm like, damn, Arthur done. I thought they didn't done.
I swear, bro. Arthur not hot in the streets no more, bro.
But now that I think about it, it ain't too many of those PBS shows that are done. Like Teletubbies is still renewing after all this time. Teletubbies is still a thing, you know.
They made those live action though.
That's true.
It was different though.
Well, Blue's Clues was live action too. So okay, I see what you're saying, but still, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't expect them to be going on this long. 25 years, like damn.
I thought they been stopped. I didn't know that shit was still going on, but that shit definitely wild. And let's move on to some other news, man. What's up? Oh, bro, I wanted to talk about this shit. I don't think white people bathe every day because you gotta think. I want to pull out the tweets. I don't know if I can find them yet, but Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they do not take baths every day. They said, or they don't use soap either. They said they just wipe their balls or wipe their private areas and wipe their armpits, and that's it, my nigga. They out the door. They don't do anything else. They said for multiple days out of the week, they're not cleaning themselves. And this is a regular thing in the white community. Niggas was like, yeah, like me and my husband do that shit too in the comments. Like shit was wild, bro.
Well, Mila Kunis plays Meg on Family Guy, so I'm not too...
That makes sense.
It fits the character. That's some very Meg shit to do, so I'm not surprised with that. Ashton Kutcher, though, like, damn. Like, a lot of girls like Ashton Kutcher, so when you hear this, it's like, yeah, y'all like a dirty ass person. But yeah, I don't think it's just white people. It's a lot of people that's just dirty like that. I think we put the stigma around white people just doing that when we forget it's a lot of black people, Hispanic people. It's a lot of people in general who just dirty like that.
Cause I seen a TikTok the other day, bro, that popped up on Twitter, and there was a white girl talking about how her and her friends, they don't use rags, they just use soap on their bodies, and it's like her black friend had ended up telling her like, nigga, where your rags at? And she's like, I don't use rags. She's like, my nigga,
that was on the TV. That happened on a TV show too. I forgot what TV show that was, but they addressed that on a TV show one time. And wild, it was a black character questioning a white character, like, which ones do you use for your face? Which ones do you use for a body or whatever? And the white person was just like, I don't use a rag. And I'm just like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Them niggas just go straight body to. That's like some military shit. That's some jail shit. Like, nigga, we have rags. Lather yourself. It's okay.
Even niggas in jail bathe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm saying like the way they bathe, my nigga, like just straight soap to body contact, no rag involved. I don't even think you get rags in jail.
No, you get rags.
Oh, you get rags? Oh, they get lathered too.
They're low quality, but they're low quality, and you might only get one. But
you still get the lather, though. That's all that matters. You still get the lather.
You get the opportunity.
So prisoners are cleaner than most white people, or some white people. I don't want to put everybody in this conversation. Prisoners, prisoners don't have their full rights. Are cleaner than free people.
I know a lot of dirty people, so
well, you don't need to be associated with you. No, you can't take that back. You can't take that back.
Let me not say it like that. I've seen a lot of dirty people.
Oh man! All right, man.
I don't know these people.
Nah, you know the niggas. You hang out with them niggas at UF, boy. You don't have to cap. You ain't got to cap. All right, man. Let's move on to a couple of movie trailers, bro. It's a lot of shit dropping soon. And we got this Venus and Serena movie trailer that is included with Will Smith.
What's going on? Everybody okay?
They got a call. Said
Girl
there
from
was
Love
trouble
Crab.
in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You all need to look around?
It's a little wet for practice, don't you think? Don't the girls have schoolwork to do?
They do their homework. Tundi's first in her class. Lynn and Isha are too.
Now, I don't even mind you saying we hard on these kids. You know why? Because we are. That's our job, to keep them off these streets. You want to check on the kids? Let's check on the kids. We got future doctors and lawyers, plus a couple tennis stars in this house.
The chances of achieving the kind of success that you're talking about, it's just very, very unlikely.
Okay, you making a mistake, but I'm gonna let you make it. Watch him hit a few balls. All right. So tell me your names again.
I'm Venus. I'm Serena.
Academic shit.
So what'd you think? I wrote me
That's
a
my nigga from
78-page
Scandal.
plan
Oh,
for
shit.
their whole career before they was even born.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
These girls so great, how come I've never heard of them?
They're from Compton.
It's okay. They're just not used to seeing good-looking peoples like us.
She's nervous. Take a step up.
Maybe she ought to take a few more steps up. Just get someplace safe.
I think you might just have the next Michael Jordan.
Oh, no, brother, man. I got me the next, too. This next step you got to take. You're not gonna just be representing you. You're gonna be representing every little black girl on earth.
I'm not gonna let you down.
How could you? This world ain't never had no respect for Richard Williams, but they gonna respect y'all. You gonna walk out there with your head up. You are a champion, and the whole world know it. The most dangerous creature on this whole earth. It's a woman who know how to think.
Yes, Daddy.
Ain't nothing she can't do. You gonna show them how dangerous you are? Venus and Serena gonna shake up this world. Venus Williams, who is your best friend?
You, Daddy.
Serena Williams, who is your best friend?
Venus. Then you.
That's
Then you. After
unbelievable.
Venus.
Ah, bro, that just looks so good, bro.
This
Reaction.
shit look fire, bro.
That shit
This
looks so
shit look
fire, my nigga. God damn, that shit looks so fire.
Hey, Will, he might have a top 5. He might have a top 5 movie on his hand with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. This
I was
shit
gonna say that too.
This shit look good, bro. I love this shit. And I really want to know if I'm sure they had input on it, but I want to know how much input Venus and Serena had on this movie.
They should have a lot. This is their story. I feel like when
Yeah,
it's
but
their story and they're
I think
alive,
it's gonna
Yeah.
be revolved around their dad mostly because it's titled
yeah,
after him.
it's called King Richard. Yeah, that's true. So maybe they got their dad involved. Hopefully it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like in most of these biopics, I am seeing that the people that the biopics are about are involved in like the creative process. So hopefully it was the same thing, and they just ain't making up some shit from a book and just making that shit like a straight movie. Maybe hopefully they consulting Venus, Serena, and making sure everything is accurate. Like we don't want to see in a couple weeks after this shit come out and Serena be like, nah, this shit ain't happen like this, or this shit ain't happen like that. Like I don't want to see that shit. Everybody is alive in this situation, so let's make this story right, my nigga. So, but the shit looks fire, and I was gonna agree with you, bro, that this is gonna be the one where he already has like the Oscar winning performances, but this can be the one that can actually like seal the deal. As like, is he gonna be over Denzel with this performance?
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean, greatest
like
actor.
I
I mean,
said-
he can't go movie to movie with Denzel. Denzel got too many movies. But like
But
when it comes to
talent, though, pure talent.
exactly.
Yeah.
And when it comes to talent, is he going to be there with Denzel? It's like this movie
Actually-
can put him up there.
Actually, you say he can't go movie for movie with this?
He can't go movie to movie with Denzel. No. Denzel got too many, bro. Denzel got way too many. It's hits too. Hit movies.
Denzel got more, but Will has the quality of movies that Denzel has.
The only reason I would
he got more range, and he got more range.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say, and that's why I would give him like the little talent bump over somebody like Denzel. But when it comes to movies, like Denzel got shit that just dropped last year that was probably hit more than the Will Smith shit.
Nah,
like
don't
Fences.
Don't
Oh yeah, shit dropped last year. What was that one shit that dropped? I forgot the shit. Little Things dropped last year. So we trying to cut that shit out of my mind.
Don't even say the title. Don't even say the title. Don't give it that time.
But I think Fences just dropped in 2016, 2017. Flight just dropped recently. Like, so he still got recent shit. And then you could go back to the 80s, 90s Denzel. It's like, nigga, that's a 25, 30-year catalog that you can't compete with, bro. Because a lot of those movies during those times was hits, my boy. Nobody was even touching Denzel. So when it comes to those, I don't think nobody can touch him.
We're getting up there now. You got the Bad Boys series. That's 3 movies right there. You got Ali. You got President's Day. You got Concussion. You got Ali. I mean, not Ali. I already said Ali. You got I Am Legend. You got Pursuit of Happiness. That's 8 movies off rip, bro. Come on now, like.
But bro, Denzel has like 29 or 30 movies.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because you were struggling at 7. You struggling at 7. Niggas could have kept going on Denzel, bro. I ain't the biggest Denzel fan, but I know when a nigga got hits, my boy. That nigga got hit after hit. So I gotta respect the legends. And let's move on and play this clip as well. So we got the Malice in the Palace documentary. Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, and Jermaine O'Neal will be a part of this production. And they just dropped the trailer, and this will be coming out on Netflix. I forgot when this will be coming out.
Some people have control over their emotions. I don't. I was trying to find any way to escape. I want the story out there. Like, what happened? Go frame by frame.
A fight broke out between the fans in the stands.
People were trying to hurt me and others.
There was a full-scale riot.
I'm never talking about this shit again.
He capping. He gonna talk about this shit again. He probably ain't gonna talk about this shit like on this type of platform, but he gonna talk about this shit again, my nigga. He's known for that. Like, niggas just not gonna think about Malice in the Palace, Steven Jackson. Like, you gonna talk about the shit. Somebody gonna ask you about the shit. So that shit dope. So how do you feel about this? Do you feel like it's needed?
It's needed because if it's a lot of sports fans that I know, young sports fans that I know that don't know about this, that don't know about the Malice in the Palace and stuff like that. And when old heads kind of talk to younger NBA fans and stuff like that, there's a disconnect because they call players nowadays soft, but that wasn't acceptable either. That Malice in the Palace shit wasn't acceptable, even though it wasn't the player's fault. You know, that shit should not happen. But I feel like young players, that's history y'all should know for real. Like young sports fans, that's history y'all should know.
And that's why I'm glad they're diving into it, like going frame by frame. Even though niggas know the premise, like it was a fight between the Faces and the Pistons, a fan threw some shit on Ron Artest, and then everybody ran into the stands.
But knowing about that shit and
the background,
that shit is 2 different things. Like niggas, you can know about that shit and read an article, but until like you really see the videos from that shit, you'll be like, what the fuck? Like
that shit definitely wild, bro. And I'm glad they bring it up, but I hope they talk about what happened and like how much money they lost because of it. Because I feel like they're known for it, but a lot of people don't know like what happened to them, like how that affected like their reputation and how it affected their family. Because Daniel Artest, Ron Artest's brother, he talks about this shit all the time on how it affected his family. Like Ron was known for this shit, so his family in New Jersey was getting heckled for this shit. And I think Daniel Artest had to leave school early. It was a lot of shit that was going on with him, and his family was getting fucked with because of that situation. So I hope that they just don't talk about the situation on the court. Like talk about what happened off the court as well, and how niggas treated y'all and how people viewed y'all off the court. Now niggas viewed y'all as thugs. Like, oh, Steven Jackson, now you a thug from now on. Ron Artest, now you a thug from now on. It's like, I hope they talk about the off the court shit as well and how it impacted them. That's something I would love to hear.
Said, I'm not talking about this shit again.
We're gonna hear that shit on what's the name? All the Smoke in a couple of weeks. You're gonna be like, yeah, this is what happened. All right, bro. And I think that's it for everything with entertainment and current events. So let's move on with Past the Ox, man. What you got for song of the week?
Song of the week. I've really been it's a song that's been out, but the song Ski by Young Thug, the live version that he did with the live band, I've been listening to that shit over and over. And I love when rappers mix with the rock and roll world and they get that live band presence. So I've been listening to the live concert version of Ski by Young Thug on the Tiny Desk concert.
I have a whole album. I usually don't do this, but You See For Yourself by IDK. The production on this album is an entire experience, my nigga. I'm gonna post some shit on Instagram, my nigga. I'm gonna post one of the songs on Instagram. Bruh, the whole album is an experience when it comes to production. IDK is already a great artist, my nigga, but his whole album, I'm gonna give y'all a few bangers off the rip. Prada Da Bang with him and Young Thug. You got Red with IDK, Westside Gun, MF Doom, and Jay Electronica. Puerto Rico with him and Lucky Day. He got T-Pain on this shit. Peloton. It's so many hits on this album, my nigga. And I honestly would give it my album of the year at this moment. That's how good the production and that's how much I fuck with IDK and the raps that he already does. Like he dropped a masterpiece, my nigga. I'm gonna say that shit. So this is my album of the year right now. All right, bro. And movie and show reviews, man. What we got coming up?
We just dropped Raising Kanan today, our review of episodes 1 and 2. Make sure y'all go check those out. We got episode 3 coming on Sunday, so make sure y'all be ready for that. We just watched Old. Ooh, I can't wait to tell y'all my feelings on that. Ooh, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it all for that. We gotta review Old. Yeah, I can't wait till that shit's old.
That shit crazy, bro. Fear Street Trilogy. I gotta watch that last one. Fear Street Trilogy.
I gotta start that shit, bro. I've been busy as fuck. I gotta start Fear Street Trilogy.
Fear Street Trilogy.
What else we gotta do?
High on the Hole. We've been saying that shit for 15 weeks.
It's so much shit we gotta do. That's hard, bro.
Can we keep watching these new movies and they keep getting pushed back?
But all the shit that we have done, y'all, we've done Spiral, we've done Cruella, we've done Space Jam. We just like Quiet I said, Place. We did Raising Kanan, A Quiet Place 2, Black Widow. We have not done Fast 9. I really don't want to do it. Yeah, that shit was 3 hours. Nah.
But y'all let us know what y'all want us to review.
And Tomorrow War. Did we do the Tomorrow War?
I gotta watch Tomorrow War. I gotta watch Tomorrow War. We got a Tomorrow War too. We can review that on Sunday too. All right, man. But that's it. But you can hit it with the social media.
You can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at QANDE Podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Both of those are Q&E Podcast. And our email is QANDEpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and subscribe to all of our podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Subscribe to the YouTube Q&E Podcast and subscribe to my YouTube. Just type in Quincy Hicks into the search bar and definitely subscribe. We appreciate you guys for listening, and we out. Peace.